All right. Welcome back, one and all, to the Horror Returns. I'm Lance, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts Philip and Brian. What's up, guys?
What's up?
How's it going?
Huge disappointment this week. We were supposed to have Matt from the UK. Let's get the last name right. Not Matt Smith.
No,
Let's get one thing crystal clear. Not Doctor Who.
they are not the same person.
Yes.
That's why he's not here.
No, that has
I'm
nothing to
just
do
kidding.
with it. All right, so Matt, we've got Matt Wood. He will be back soon, shortly, hopefully in a couple of weeks. But who knows? He may pop in while we're talking. But in the meantime, in between time, boys.
He's got internet issues in the middle of nowhere, UK.
Yes. So we were talking about that flag football game going on here in the U.S. What do you guys think of that?
Just
The Pro Bowl,
just stop it. Just stop the Pro Bowl.
an American classic that nobody gives a shit about.
It's like it's about to happen. I think here in a few weeks, the NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
Like, nobody gives a shit about the dunk contest no more.
Well, okay, so
yes, I
in the
can see that.
MLB,
I can see
now
that. It's fun
if
to watch.
you win the
though.
All-Star game, you get your conference gets home field advantage. Maybe they should do something like that.
Yeah.
Except
actually
that they
counts.
know
That
where the
actually
Super
counts.
Bowl is going to be, and nobody really gets home field advantage. So
Right. So they couldn't
Yeah,
do that.
it's
Maybe something
got-
different.
It's got to be some kind of incentive for
Yeah.
somebody wanting to not only be in the Pro Bowl but actually try.
well,
Right.
and I get that football's a violent game, and so you don't want to get injured on a game that doesn't mean anything. But
It doesn't have to look like a scrimmage in practice.
right.
Yeah. Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Fuck it, dude. I'd like to see them ball out. The best players
Yeah.
in the league once a year could all play together and just tear the field up. Let them do it.
Oh my God. Just imagine if Tom Brady went out like this. All right. He's playing a Pro Bowl game. They're playing real rules, and he gets his fucking leg ripped off. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, that probably put a stop to it real quick. And
Yeah.
some shit like that would happen. But I mean, otherwise what's even the point of broadcasting it? Like the ratings have got to suck, I assume.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, but AJ and I were out eating lunch, and I didn't even remember there was a Pro Bowl until that one of the tiny TVs in the restaurant was showing. I was like, "What is this fucking flag football game going on?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Holy shit!" And then the table next to us, they're like, "Oh, well, that's the NFC versus AFC." And I'm like, "Okay."
I didn't.
Ouch.
I honestly, I didn't even know it was a thing until
I-
today.
I don't think
I-
a lot of people did, Brian.
I thought it was like I was telling you guys. I was on Instagram. I thought it was like one of those Instagram videos of somebody's
Oh
vacation.
no.
And I
So
was
it's
like,
like
oh,
Holiday
literally
Road.
flag football?
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a joke.
No, it's real, dude.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
they're wearing jerseys and shorts.
Okay.
Ay,
And
oy.
the actual flag football. That I thought it was just a few NFL players getting together on a weekend until they
I guess
flashed
there's
the
no
score.
dunk competition in football, but
Oh, the
All
dunk
right.
Throw something in.
that is the most horrible thing to watch now because there's
Why,
just
why is it
there's-
so inane now? Why is it
'Cause-
so bad, Brian?
it's players that you don't want. I don't want to disrespect the people that are in the dunk contest. I get you
Right.
want to put the young up and comers, but it's never the players you want to see in the dunk contest because realistic like LeBron James, they've been wanting him to be in the dunk contest. He makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year. He don't want to be in no dunk contest. He doesn't need the $50,000 prize.
Understandable.
And on top of that,
Understandable.
there's no
but what he
creativity
could
in it.
use is the damn
Uh-huh.
title for it. You know what I mean?
If it counted for anything.
I mean, especially for somebody like him, the money shouldn't matter.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
he's at that point in his career, like we're probably not going to see him a few years from now because I think he said he wanted to play on the same team as his son, and they said
Okay.
likely his son will be in the league probably within the next 2 or 3 years. So,
All right.
So he'll play one season with him and then retire.
yeah. So I can see.
But then he'll
Why
be a
not?
money man. I mean, he's going to be there forever. He's going to be
Well, he's got a
a
lifetime
coach or a
Nike contract
owner or
so-
whatever. Yeah.
and
Not-
he's got a movie production company. He's like there's like a lot of TV shows and movies that people don't really know that his production company is like involved in, and
A lot of behind the scenes stuff then.
As long as
Yeah.
he's not in the fucking movie, because LeBron James
Well.
sucks as an actor.
Well, but think about the jersey sales too. I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, seriously, if
Well,
he
I
plays
was-
his final season with his son, think about the jersey sales.
Oh yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be definitely cool. Is
and it's I watch a lot of videos of his son. His son's pretty fucking good, and they said
Yeah.
the younger son might be just as good as the
Oh,
older
wow.
son. So
Wow, that happens a lot.
definitely a
Nepotism.
lot better than Jordan's sons because those two
Uh-oh.
guys, or at least one of them, was kind of trash.
Uh-huh. About like Jordan playing baseball, huh?
Probably worse.
Okay. Well, at least the Rockets got a couple of championships out of that experiment, Brian. So.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. That's
Let's
That's
not
actually a
talk
good
about
point.
the Rockets right now.
All right, guys, y'all ready to dive into Cool of the Week?
Yeah, it's still go Rockets, but just we're not going to talk about them this year.
Yeah.
We
Or
got next
probably
year.
the next couple of years.
Yeah,
Well, could be a while before the Saints do anything anyway, too, boys. So
yeah.
we can all cry together, Philip. Cowboys were out last week too.
Yeah, man. No, I've stopped getting my hopes up about those guys.
Yeah, got to get rid of Dak.
I'm always a
man.
fan. I'm
Dak
always
has-
there. I
Dak
don't
has
care
to
how
go.
bad they are. But
Oh, speaking of the films we're going to cover tonight, Dak has to be the sacrifice. Throw him in the volcano.
it does kind of look like Dak, huh? No, it's the Grey's Anatomy guy. That's how I got Rose to watch it.
Ah, okay. Whatever works. All right. Cool of the week. Who's first?
I can go first. I think I got 3 movies I watched.
Nice.
We had a comment about the movie #Float that I said I was going to check out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Every once in a while, a movie comes along that just makes me wonder why we don't have a production company making movies. Because it
Oh
seems like
no.
anybody
that
can
bad?
make a movie.
Oh no.
Now the
That's
premise
not
is
fixed.
Cool of
We
the
can
week,
fuck it
then.
up that bad.
the premise is it kind of reminds me in a way of that movie. What was it called? Fall, where they climb the tower and they get stuck there.
Mm.
Sure.
Just the reasoning on why they get up there, because in this movie, you know how people like go camping and they like take inner tubes and just kind of float down the river and drink and have fun.
Oh, I saw the poster for this movie. Now
Yeah,
I know
so,
what you're talking about.
Like a
Okay.
group of friends. I guess they do this annually. Like it's where they all get together and go for the weekend.
Sure.
and
Like New Braunfels, Philip.
Yes.
And the year before, one of their friends drowns. So
Let's go back.
Yeah, just like Fall. Like one of our friends falls to his death a year later. Let's go climb something even taller. And they're gonna, spread his ashes in the lake and have, basically try to get back to the way that things are. But
Okay.
weird stuff's happening in the lake. And there might be a reason. He might have not just drowned on his own, it might have
boy.
been something sinister in the lake, which you never fucking see ever.
Oh no.
It's fucking stupid. There's like the harbinger, the old man that comes
Oh,
up
no.
to you, like,
Yeah.
don't go to the lake. And they're like, well,
The
We'll
Harbinger.
talk about him later.
you better get out of here, you bum, before we kick your ass. Right after that, we're gonna
Oh,
go to the lake
no.
where you just warned us about. It's fucking stupid.
Yikes. Yikes.
The only thing I
Well,
could say was there was some really good shots. You can tell the guy
Okay.
He has a good eye, especially with the drone shots, and he did the thing that seems to be popular from the past year, the upside down rotating.
Oh, the Midsommar shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I definitely, if I would have seen this last year, it would have been at least top or bottom 5 easily.
Okay.
Okay.
You said
Like
top, and I got worried.
the acting was bad.
Got worried.
The acting was bad. The story was stupid. There was
Ay, ay, ay.
you never see what is this. There's like some kind of evil thing.
Is this the new Requiem or what?
No, I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch Alicia Silverstone irritate me.
I mean, at least Alicia Silverstone was in it, and it was so bad that it was kind of entertaining.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it was really bad though.
So I needed to jump onto the next movie quick because the movie just it kind of got to the point where it pissed me off that I was even watching it. So I checked out this new movie, another movie that came out at the end of last year called Candyland.
Okay.
It involves truck stop workers, if you know what I mean.
Ouch.
Lot lizards.
This doesn't sound much more promising, Brian.
It actually was not bad. Somebody is kind of killing them one by one and kind of leaving kind of like religious stuff like that. Evidence, that there basically there's evidence that somebody is like overly religious and they're cleansing evil and there's actually a fucking Baldwin that shows up in here. I don't know which one.
Brian, you're not selling me, dude.
Well, I can't really.
Like Skinamarink, you and Nez's review of Skinamarink, and then the next thing you know, I'm watching the fucking movie.
I didn't. I don't know what review you watched because we didn't try to sell anybody on Skinamarink.
Good point.
I almost are 100% sure at the end of the reviews saying, if you want to watch the movie,
go for it.
That's exactly the same thing y'all said with the Requiem, and I went and watched that piece of shit.
Yeah. We tell you.
Made me want to watch it more.
No.
We tell you our feelings on it, but if you dare to watch it, but I actually, I actually kind of enjoyed Candyland.
Okay, so that's your cool of the week.
No, not yet. I'm getting there. There were some good kills in Candyland. Don't watch this with the youngsters because you get sex and nudity like immediately with the subject. And I thought everybody was pretty decent in it. I did not recognize, other than I don't know which Baldwin it was, other than everybody else, all the actresses, I didn't recognize not one of them, and I thought they did a pretty decent job. So
all right. Kind of a low budget movie, you think?
Yeah, low budget, but made well.
Cool. Yeah, I might check it out. Is it streaming anywhere?
You could say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like Skinamarink.
Skinamarink is on Shudder now, so.
It's official, Philip.
It's officially pissing people off because I see a lot of people like, who said this movie was good?
Well,
see, now I'm tempted to watch it, and I'm gonna have to at some point for the.
Okay,
it'll probably be at the end of the year when I'm trying to get my list straight.
Phil, for you, it'll probably be like Slender Man. You'll probably fall asleep to it, listening to it.
Asleep during that one.
Yeah.
Why not? Better than the Xanax, right?
Seriously, took a fantastic nap during Slender Man.
I guess in my cool of the week, I'm gonna go with Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson's new movie, Something in the Dirt.
Okay. Kate Pollock hated it.
I actually.
She dissed it big time. On shout out to our show, Eternal Darkness of Not So Spotless Minds, that Matt is a part of, that couldn't join us tonight, but she hated it.
I didn't hate it. I actually dug it. It's if you're going into this movie.
No pun intended, Brian.
Yeah, no pun intended. If you're going into this movie thinking there's a lot of shit that's about to just drop on you, then
Right.
it's not for you. It's a slow burn. It's a movie about this guy moves into an apartment complex and a weird phenomenon happens in his apartment, and he tells his neighbor who comes up to his apartment, and it happens again, and they witness it. And the neighbor he's kind of like, we need to document this. We can put this on YouTube, or we
Right.
can turn it into a documentary and sell it. Because at first they think it's like some paranormal stuff, but then they kind of thinking it might be some alien phenomenon happening.
Okay.
Philip.
And I
got
think
your
the
attention?
interesting part is throughout the movie they're kind of going back and forth
Like
on
a
what
Chinese,
they think.
like a Chinese weather balloon, Philip.
They kind of go back and forth
Sorry.
on what they think it is, and
Okay.
they're kind of dropping all these kind of theories, and they're theories that you've read about, like
Ah.
people's like theories on like people that what do they call them? People that like worship like numbers, like people think that numbers mean something.
Oh
And
God, like that terrible Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
no,
23.
not like
Okay. Numerology or
yeah, something like that. Then
yeah,
I know what
okay.
they get into a
I
lot
gotcha.
of UFO or what, I don't even know, whatever you call it now, theories and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's actually pretty interesting. It's definitely a slow burn. Not a lot of stuff happens, but it's just,
Okay.
to me, I just liked how they were kind of arguing back and forth on what they thought it was, and they were using real life theories that people come up with, and this is pretty interesting. It's
Cool.
kind of movie like when you hear the stuff they're talking about, you after the movie you kind of go look it up.
Like I've heard of kind of like the Illuminati or something like
Yeah.
that, where there is some real, lore to that, basically.
Well, and there's definitely some like sacred numbers that are used just in math in general,
Mhm.
especially with rotational stuff, and
Sure.
involved quite a bit in the pyramids.
Yeah.
Fun thing.
There you go.
I can't remember now if they might have brought up the pyramids or
I'm
something
sure.
like
I'm
really
sure they
old.
did.
It sounds like a thing that they would do for sure.
And then you kind of also with the characters, like they're trying to figure, because they don't really know each other. They just met, and it seems like each person is kind of hiding something about who they are or the reasons why they want to do this, or maybe they'll mention something and then a guy will find a piece of paper, like a piece of mail or something that he just happens to find, and he was like, well, what is this? You said this happened to you, but this is telling me something, and it's kind
Oh
of
fuck! I'm in. I'm in. This
yeah.
sounds interesting, and I
Now,
love these directors.
now I'm gonna say if you like Kate, if you said you fucking hated it, I can honestly say I understand why, but just for me with the information they were giving back and forth, it just kind of made me want to go look it up, and I
Yeah.
thought it was interesting. I don't think it's their best movie,
Sometimes shit sounds
Okay.
crazy and it's real.
but they
Yeah.
definitely are a couple of intelligent, interesting directors with the movies they make, because there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of deeper meanings and stuff going on in their movies that you kind of really probably should watch their movies like more than once to really fully understand what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, they had like one of the best possible time travel theories I could think of, right? Like where there's these loops that are geographical, that you go
Oh,
and get in this loop and you get in a time loop.
the endless.
Yes, yes,
Like a
for sure.
Bermuda
So they
Triangle
got
kind of situation.
What was that?
Like a Bermuda Triangle kind of situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually, and I know a lot of people didn't really like it as much. The one movie they had with Anthony Mackie.
the one that came out on Netflix last year.
Yeah, it was that was kind of a time travel situation.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I like their stuff. I think they did a couple of episodes of Moon Knight, which wasn't my favorite Marvel series, but I always get excited to hear their names. I mean, I'm gonna watch this no matter what.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
just
regardless of what Kate said.
they just signed a what is the company? XYZ Films. I think
Okay.
a 10-picture deal where they're
Holy shit.
not only
That's
going
a
to
lot of
direct,
movies.
not only direct, but they'll also produce and write
Oh
other
no.
projects for the company.
They're gonna go full James Wan, Philip.
Produce a bunch of
Just
shit.
here, hand me that piece of paper.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Well,
That's movie number one.
I've
Fake
been kind
check.
of thinking about it. We all the times we talked about James Wan, I think he just got too big.
Yeah.
Direct everything.
Sure, like Guillermo, of course, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like Guillermo del Toro, except that Guillermo turned shit down. Although he did produce a couple of crappers too.
A couple of boners, huh?
I just think
he's
James
done
Wan.
that before.
I just think James Wan got too big because they're saying the
I
next
can see that.
Aquaman is actually pretty fucking good.
Oh,
Yeah?
The first one was decent too.
They said it's good enough to warrant a third movie if they want to do that. So I think he just
Interesting.
got too big, and he's doing big movies that take so much time. He can't do
Sure.
the movies that we
Yeah.
want him to do. So
Yeah.
Guillermo is a different story. I think he just puts his name on so many projects. He can't. No, there's no way he could do every project.
Yeah. Well, that's
see
also
that.
why he doesn't direct a ton of shit anymore.
And then the projects he does, like they said, the Pinocchio, because it was stop motion, that it took a lot of time to make. And
I can imagine, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the projects he does make actually take up majority of his time.
It's
I
like-
just think he puts his name on too many things.
Like
Mm.
I'm gonna choose something to direct myself. Oh, I've got an idea. Let's do a fucking stop motion animation where I've got to have people go up there and move the character 1/8 of an inch for every frame, and then
Hey, that was probably a passion project of his. He probably
Yeah.
grew up
I'm
watching
sure
stop
it was,
motion.
man. I'm sure it was.
But yeah,
But I
that's
would think of all things, if you're in a hurry to get a bunch of shit off your plate, I wouldn't think stop motion
No.
movie would be the best first choice.
But yeah, that's that'll be my cool. I also rewatched Everything Everywhere All at Once and Black
Oh,
Panther, and
nice.
both those movies made me sad.
And they hold up, am I right?
Black Panther is still long as fuck, but
They both are, man.
yeah, but
both pretty long
there's
movies.
just with certain things that happened in my life in the past couple of years,
Right.
both movies kind of just hit me emotionally, especially Everywhere All at Once at the end. Everything built up to the end, kind of just, and rewatching it, I did the actress that played the daughter. I think she was fucking fantastic in that movie.
Yeah, she was.
We'll see her a lot, no doubt.
The Bagel.
Great
Oh,
movie,
the bagel,
man.
the bagel. But yeah, that's all I've seen this week. I'm still watching Lost and enjoying it.
Nice, cool. You're
Awesome.
still in. Are you done with the first season yet?
Almost. I've been kind of
Cool.
just here and there when I get
Yeah.
a chance.
I'd
Right.
like to see what you think about it at maybe around season 3.
From what I've heard, I think I already know what I'll think about it in the finale.
Yeah.
You never know. Don't listen to Jack.
I think that's where I heard it from.
Probably.
Well, I'll jump in with a couple of cools. I haven't watched a ton of stuff this week because I've been playing Spider-Man still. which
Nice.
is
Flag football.
awesome. Yeah. No, flag football.
Web football.
So yeah, most of mine are games. I also just downloaded Arkham Knight and playing some Batman, and it's pretty cool.
I have to have those in my stack of games that I never opened.
Dude,
Arkham Knight.
pretty good.
Why
Yeah,
would you open it?
it's not as good as Spider-Man, but
I buy games and I tell myself I'm
Right.
going to play them, and then I don't have the time.
yeah.
Games
I've
take
even
a lot of
wasted
time, man.
wasted money on the what is it on Xbox, the Game Pass,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I never play. So,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
hopefully this year, especially with all the PS5 talk last week, I'm hoping to game a little bit more this year.
Yeah, and I actually did find out that they're making a Wolverine game.
Yeah.
The same people
wow.
that made the Spider-Man game.
Did you see the
So,
little teaser that they put out? I think last year.
No, I've seen some screenshots that look pretty promising, but yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. That may make me get a PS5. I don't know.
Yeah, that new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game looks pretty fun too.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
I think it's kind of somebody might be yelling at me, but I think it's kind of like the Friday the 13th game where you can play as Leatherface or you can play
boy.
as other characters.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. You can play Sally.
She's in the game.
I'm sure. Wow, sounds pretty cool.
Oh,
I do
man.
need the
There's-
I want to play.
because-
I want to play Grandpa.
I do need a game because I bought that. I bought it and I never even opened it. The Evil Dead game.
Oh yeah.
And
I
they
never
keep
played
they keep adding new playable characters to download. I
don't
think the
know why
newest
you
one
wouldn't
was
open that, Brian.
what's her name? That was on Ash versus Evil Dead. Xena. What is her name? The actress?
Oh,
I don't know her
Lucy
name.
Lawless.
Yeah,
Lucy
her
Lawless.
character from the show. They just added her to the game.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember her.
Ruby.
Sounds
That
cool.
was her name, Ruby.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that and so video game. Everything is totally non-horror related. Video
That's okay.
games.
Mine
and,
is too.
I've been watching on Netflix. They have this like Korean reality show. It's called
Oh, no.
Physical 100.
I knew you were
Physical
gonna say that,
100.
dude.
What's
Yes,
that about?
I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah, it's like the biggest and baddest people in Korea that
Uh-huh.
you've never heard of, and
Okay.
But they all know each other, and
They're
so
they're like celebrities.
yeah,
there?
it seems to
Okay.
be like Korean celebrities and stuff. And they compete against each other. Man, it gets kind of brutal. Like they're
Oh,
not fucking
It
around.
looked like it. Yeah. It
Is
looked
it,
like
so
in the
it's like
trailer.
challenges and stuff.
Yeah, so like first
Brian, you would love it. It's
their
made for
first
you.
challenge is they have to like hang from this big myriad of poles that lifts up above a giant thing of water, and they have to hang for as long as they can without dropping. And that kind of separates a lot of people. And then
I would imagine. Yeah, I would
but
imagine.
then they get
especially
into
if
this.
especially if there's piranha in the water that wins.
Well, no, and they're super respectful. It's kind of cool to see
Uh-huh.
their culture. And then they have like this this challenge where they have to end up to be the last one with this like 20-pound medicine ball or whatever. And like some people will straight up mix martial arts through that shit and wrestle each other in this giant mud pit to see.
I was
Right.
just about to say, looking at it, I can compete on here, but now everybody's taking their shirts off and everybody's like,
Oh
super
no,
jacked.
they're all fucking super ripped. There's some of them that are pretty obviously roided out.
Yeah, this guy here, he's like the size of two people.
Yeah, he's like 5'4" and 300 pounds.
Right? Jesus Christ. Wolverine. That's Wolverine, literally.
Yeah. But it's kind of interesting to see, you know, who wins and how like seriously brutal some of these competitions get. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. I was tempted.
Yeah.
But,
And The Last of Us, of course. I watched the latest episode of that, and it's still going pretty strong. Nick
Still
Offerman.
on track.
Yeah, I'll take it. Although I guess he's not. Well, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Oh, don't spoil anything. Is Offerman already offed, man?
I don't know.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it
All
was
right.
Yeah,
super
but Nick
sad
Offerman's in it. How about
episode.
All right.
that?
I heard I'm not caught up, but I heard they've been like really pulling at the heartstrings in these episodes. So
They're trying, although I don't. It's hard when you like are like, hey, here's this brand new character in this episode.
hmm
I need you to really give a shit when he dies at the end of it.
Yeah, that's the Walking Dead syndrome.
Yeah. And I don't entirely care about any of them yet because I haven't played the game. But
yeah,
That's
the
only
one
reason
I-
I haven't
the
gotten
one I
into it.
cared about the most because she just came off as a sweet girl was the daughter in the first episode.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I know nothing about the game, so the way they focused on her, I thought she was gonna, spoilers, be there later.
I know. Yeah.
She was a pretty
Seemed
good
to be a
little
pretty good
actress.
actress.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when the show is called The Last of Us, you can't probably expect every character to make it through every episode. So, spoiler alert,
Yes.
right?
They were like,
Crazy
"Hey,
world.
Game of Thrones killed a lot of people. We could do that too."
Right.
It doesn't work the same way.
Crazy world they created. One thing you can, in the apocalypse, the one thing you can count on is there will be plenty of pills and bullets.
Oh, that sounds like today.
Hopefully. Bullets are tough to
right.
get a hold of.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, but like every kind of apocalyptic type show, there was like no kind of medication, but in this one,
Right.
like you want some Percocets, you want some Oxys.
Are you serious?
There's 10 pharmacies in every city. I mean, 10 pharmacies. There's 10
Still
pharmacies
open?
in every small town.
and they're all still open in this movie?
Well, no, but like, I mean,
There's
still
there's
medication to roll around.
There's like a manufacturer that's still open.
Ah, okay.
I
kinda
also
like,
also think it's where you get your bullets too. So
One-stop shop. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. Is that it, Phil?
That's it for me.
All right. Speaking of HBO, I finished House of the Dragon, season 1. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Full circle. I was hoping Matt would be on here so I could make some Matt Smith jokes, but we'll have to wait. But my cool of the week, not horror related at all, but have you guys seen Jonah Hill lately in anything?
Oh, the Eddie Murphy movie.
I was gonna say, I know he's on.
I was gonna
Netflix,
say,
but I
have you
haven't
seen?
watched it, though.
Have you seen Eddie Murphy in anything lately? So I think
that guy's too rich now to really care if he's in anything.
You know what? I think this is a good comeback movie for both of them.
Yeah.
Check out You People if you guys haven't. Have y'all seen it yet?
I haven't seen it, but I have a question.
Okay.
Beautiful actress in it. Lauren London plays his girlfriend, I guess, soon to be wife.
Yes. Eddie Murphy's daughter in the
I heard her and Jonah didn't really kiss. That it was
What?
CGI. That was CGI.
I don't know.
They
Why
CGI'd
would
a
they-
kiss?
Is he like why
That's
would they
fucked
do that?
up, man.
I don't know.
Was he
I just
opposed to that? I mean,
yeah, I saw something, some kind of story
CGI
posted.
kiss.
Yeah,
That sounds like an urban legend to me, dude. That makes no sense at all. Unless he's like very purposefully. Well, if he was incel, then he would kiss her if she would kiss her.
You think it was
You know what I
Jonah
mean?
that stopped that? If that
that
happened,
makes no
I
sense.
can't imagine it was
That's
him.
stupid.
It would have had to
That's
be.
I couldn't imagine, because if anybody's seen Lauren London, like I'm not passing it up.
No
That's
offense.
what I'm
No
saying. I don't
offense.
think it's Jonah that would be stopping
no
that
off-
from happening.
Yeah, no offense to Jonah, but the first thing I said to my wife 10 minutes in was like, okay, I'm enjoying the movie, but this dude's playing way above his league.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
Adam Sandler did.
Yeah, with
Because if you ever watch Adam Sandler's movie, I mean, he's got like what's her
Salma
name?
Hayek.
Salma Hayek. What's her name from the Underworld movies? Kate
Yes.
Beckinsale and
Adam Sandler
same
is
concept,
is I can see that. You know,
But it was
he's got a
fun.
great personality. It's like the who was the guy from King of Queens?
Kevin James.
Kevin James.
Okay.
It's like a Kevin James thing.
I
Although I
gotcha.
mean he's super funny
gotcha.
too. I think he's got a great personality, but like
Right.
come on.
Hey, I'm not knocking
Alright.
Adam Sandler. He
Oh, no, of
he
course
gets
not,
all his
dude.
he
Of
gets
course
all his
not.
friends to be in the movies. They go to places like Africa and Hawaii, and
Sure. Just
and
hang
he
out,
always
chill.
has a hot actress as his wife. So,
Yeah.
Hey,
He always does.
I mean,
and
that's
he
the
gets paid.
trifecta right
He's
there.
paid to make these movies. So
That's the
Jennifer
that's the
Aniston.
fourfecta.
Jennifer Aniston was in that murder mystery movie.
She's been
and
in
there's
like
a
3 of
sequel
them.
coming out.
I actually kind of liked the first one. I
Yeah,
thought it was.
I did too.
I don't
did
know. I
too.
think I think I just kind of like the murder mysteries, whatever, if they're serious or comedies or not. I just kind of like the whodunits.
Yeah, she's also in Just Go With It. Please watch that one if you haven't watched it. It is
That's
a
a good one.
fantastic Adam Sandler
Oh,
movie.
where
That's a
they're
good
pretending to be married.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And like Dave Matthews sits on a pineapple.
That's right. That's
Which
right.
is not the
forgot about
appropriate
that scene.
description for that, but watch the movie. You'll get what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
All right.
because in that movie, he's who's he trying to get with? Brooklyn Decker, I think is her name.
Which not a bad choice either.
Is
Really?
it like her and then Verlander's wife? The one that was always in the Carl's Jr. commercials. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, that's. I think her name's Brooklyn.
Okay.
No.
Brooklyn
She's
We're
something
talking
else.
two different chicks here.
Anyway, they look very similar to each other.
Okay.
The one with the big boobs.
Yeah, full-bodied, giant boobies.
Carl's
beautiful
Jr.
blondes.
commercial.
Yeah.
Holding up hamburgers in front of her
Yeah.
boobs. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Trust me.
And no
All right,
disrespect to her. She seems like a really cool chick, actually.
Hey, a little insight to one of our social media pages. I posted that I can't think of the actress we're talking about. I think her name's Brooklyn something. I posted she was going to be in a movie, and it was one of the picture was one of the most well-liked, most liked photos that we ever put on Instagram.
Oh
There's
wow!
a reason for that.
Well,
Yeah,
fucking
I don't think anybody gave a shit what
We gotta
movie she
bring
was
that up
in.
in,
It was
listener
just for the
feedback.
picture. So
All right, I know you guys both have Netflix, so check this one out, you people.
I've scrolled across it a couple of times. I've thought about it.
I think
It's fun. It's fun.
I was just waiting to hear somebody say something about it.
Yeah,
me
it's
too.
it's
I was
worth
like,
it.
Is
It's
this
worth
smoke
it.
garbage, or can I watch this?
No, not at all, dude. You'd love it. It's the polar opposite. Trust
Yeah.
me.
All right,
It's
cool.
real
I'll
comedy.
definitely check
It's
it out
real
then.
comedy. You'll love it. But there's a little heartwarming part at the end too, of course.
Okay.
And it's almost a little Deus Ex Machina with the way that people come around at the end. But hey, you know what? That's what makes a good rom-com, right?
There you go.
Yeah. Oh shit! Headlines time, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do something a little different. We do it every now and then as non-horror news. James Gunn came out with the DC slate. We talked about he's got an 8 to 10 year plan. Like they're actually planning what they're gonna do now.
Okay.
And it all sounds pretty interesting. But quick little bit of horror news is what is it? The Mayfair Witches, Lance?
Yes.
Already greenlit for a second season.
Okay.
And the Exorcist movie is resuming filming. So we talked about Leslie Odom Jr. got some kind of illness, and they had to halt production.
It's
Lance,
gonna be another curse movie, man. Come on, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm okay with that. A curse movie. Those are
Yeah, but this is the same motherfucking asshole that directed that Halloween goddamn movie that we just saw with the fucking meat grinder at the end of it.
Man, I think had that not been a Halloween movie, it would have been really good.
Oh, yeah, sure.
See, I hate that so much. Everybody was praising him until that last movie. Now he's a bad director.
Man, if Jordan Peele pulls this bullshit, or if
like,
Weapons ends up like this.
Well,
Just
if
like,
he gets signed on to some bullshit studio project where he has to write a certain thing, that's a
just
different
like
thing. You know?
Nobody liked Rian Johnson's Star Wars movie, but everything outside of Star Wars, he's like fantastic. So does one movie make you a bad director?
And
I still like Rian Johnson's Star Wars movie. So
the only problem with Rian Johnson's Star Wars movie, like legitimately, was that he sort of said "fuck Star Wars" when he did it. Aside from that, it wasn't
kind of went his own direction, didn't
it? Yeah. I blame the higher ups. What was her name? Kathleen Kennedy.
Absolutely, yeah.
You told this man he can write he can write a Star Wars movie. You didn't tell him he have to stay in with what was previously.
Right.
And
Yeah,
if
they
you
weren't
watch,
like, "You're doing what to Luke? I don't think this is a good idea."
and
Yeah, it's
if
that
you watch
deal.
like Ryan Johnson's movies, like he writes what he wants to write. Like
Sure.
I couldn't see anybody like the next Knives Out movie. I couldn't see somebody else writing the third one,
Right.
or the studio telling him this is what we need in the third one. He's going to be like, no, what I
Es-
wrote is what's
Especially
going
if
to
they
be.
made like LeBlanc the bad guy. You know?
Oh,
Same thing.
all we need is Joe Bagos writing the next Knives Out
Yeah.
movie.
I would love that. Christmas Bloody Christmas was fantastic. So DC news. They're kind of doing the phases that Marvel's doing, but they're calling them chapters. And he
Okay.
only announced half of chapter 1.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, there's also not as
Give him
many
I'm
DC
willing to give him a
characters.
chance.
Yeah, there's not
Yeah,
as many
there are.
DC. Well, I mean, there
Are you
are,
kidding me?
but not that
DC's
people
been
give a
around
shit
longer than
about.
Marvel. Do what?
Yeah, but
Not that people give a shit about.
I agree with
beg
I
to
agree
differ.
I
beg
agree
to
with
differ.
Phil. The
Oh, come on.
DC has what they call the Holy Trinity of
Right.
superhero, but they
And you
have
can't go
in the
wrong
past
with
few
it.
years not
Uh-huh.
made them appeal to the moviegoers.
Right.
Okay.
There's people that are, it's not, I'm a DC hater. I just love Marvel. It's like
Well-
because they gave you better product than DC.
What about
Well-
DC's what about Animal Man? Do you remember Animal Man?
That's a
Animal Man.
deep cut.
That
Yeah,
sounds
well,
like
but
a
DC has a
movie
lot
that
of
they
deep
can
cuts.
make
The
right
Sandman,
That
Watchmen, all kinds of shit.
But
Right.
see that's why I like James Gunn in charge, because that would be
Okay.
a character that he would put in a movie or a TV show.
I would hope so. Yeah, I would hope
Right.
so.
And he'd throw him in as like a tertiary character that's funny.
Right.
So
Yeah,
But,
I
like-
see what you're saying. I get it.
But you know what I mean? Like, let's say they made a fucking movie starring Animal Man or whoever the fuck that is.
Yes.
And
No,
like
not
it
starring.
came to
Wouldn't-
straight
it
VOD
wouldn't work.
right now,
Wouldn't
and
work,
it would
right?
get
Yeah.
$0
so he's
because nobody
He's-
gives a shit or has ever heard of Animal Man.
You got to make him like John Cena's dad, like basically
Yeah.
a KK.
and I was just about to bring that up. Nobody before the show or Suicide Squad, nobody's ever heard of Peacemaker.
But
Yeah.
now you
He
have.
turned that into a great character.
Well,
Yep.
and then they
Agreed.
even added the polka dot guy, which is a
Polka-
stupid fucking
Oh,
character.
yes,
It's a dumb
yes.
character. I'm sorry.
Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher,
Yeah.
like these were all fun characters. King
Yeah.
Shark, Stallone as the voice of King Shark.
Like DC has dumb fucking characters. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on, Philip.
All
I've
right.
always been a Marvel guy, but man, like, and that's why, because you're like, what fucking
I think
the
I
shark?
think we should take all of
polka dot
Superman's.
guy? Who the fuck
We
is
should
this?
take all of Superman's enemies and give them each their own show. All the supervillains.
All
What do you
right.
think? Come on,
Well,
Lex Luthor, Sorrow. Come on,
let's see what okay, first, of course, he
Mr.
addressed
Mixelplick.
okay, you're getting deep into comic book lore now.
I have no idea what's going on, man.
He brought up the Flash movie. He said the Flash movie
Okay.
will reset.
Flashpoint.
Yeah, it will, like you said, Lance, it will Flashpoint reset the universe.
Is it still the
He's-
same guy, or did they get a different Flash? Because
They
he's
already
like in
filmed-
jail
they-
or some shit, right?
They already filmed the movie.
He's got,
Oh.
he's got his own like religious cult going or something.
I've
fucking
heard
weird,
I've heard that's the problem with the movie is from everything I read, the movie is fantastic. It's one of the best they've done, but
Sure.
This-
Yeah.
this-
And who told you that? The director?
yeah, because I talk to Andy Muschietti all the time.
I'm sure you do, man. Oh, that's the Mama guy, isn't it?
Yeah, did the
It
It
guy.
movies. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, see, that's the problem why they couldn't release it VOD or streaming, because they said the movie is a hit and they feel like it's a
Uh-oh.
hit. But that's the problem is they got this guy that keeps getting in trouble as your Flash.
Right.
So
Uh-oh.
Because yeah,
But
well, and he
Well.
played Flash really. Actually,
Well.
everything I've ever seen him in, he did pretty fantastic.
yeah, he's a good actor. He's
Really?
just
Okay.
he's
fucking
just
hella wacky.
fucking crazy. Yeah.
But
Yeah, him
I-
and the kid from the first Transformers movie together.
But
What's
I
his
have-
name?
Shia LaBeouf.
He's a fucking good actor too. He's just a little wacky.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. He's a great actor. Maybe not
Right.
even as good as this Flash guy, but just as off as Rocker, maybe.
But I have a
Yeah.
theory that they're doing the Flashpoint in the Flash movie. That at the end of the movie, we're gonna have a different actor
A
as
new
Flash.
Flash. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
I wonder if that's why he's been fucking going haywire. He's
I
"Oh, replace
honestly-
me,
I'm
motherfucker."
the Flash.
Honestly, I think that guy has like serious like mental issues.
Yeah, I
because
think so.
the stuff he gets arrested for is you're just kind of like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like really?
Crazy.
And I don't even know how he's allowed in Hawaii because a lot of these arrests are in Hawaii. So
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I figure they'd kick
One
you
of them
out.
involved some underage people. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Uh-oh.
I'm not a good guy.
So that's the Flash movie. He also addressed the Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
Ah, okay.
The Matt Reeves directed movie Batman. Help me out, Lance. Who directed the Joker?
Oh, fuck, I can't help you on this one. I'm trying to remember.
Like I said, they don't
Like,
come to us for
direct Joker,
information.
man.
But
That's the problem, dude. I mean,
The
you
Joaquin
guys
Phoenix.
love that movie. I didn't super love it, so
What?
Okay,
I'm
The-
going
the-
to look it up while you guys are
the
talking
Joaquin
amongst
Phoenix Joker
yourselves.
movie.
Yeah.
The Robert Pattinson Batman movie. These will all be
Yeah,
Elseworld.
I know he is
Elseworlds.
supposed to come back. It is actually, Todd Phillips.
These are all going to be Elseworld stories.
Oh,
They're
Todd
not
Phillips from fucking old school. No wonder I couldn't remember. He did nothing but fucking crazy comedies, man.
Old school
Until
is
this.
fantastic.
Old School is fantastic. The first Hangover movie is
Did he do The
fantastic.
Hangover
Yes.
too?
Yeah, the first Hangover movies, both of those are comedy
Right.
classics. If you haven't seen those, shame
All
on
right. So
But-
now we know who's leading us down the DC Primrose path. Okay.
Well, those are not going to be connected to the main.
So they're
Even
canon, but they're
Pattinson?
not a part of this universe.
Yeah, they're
No,
going to
hold
be.
on. Pat's isn't canon?
They're going to be labeled as Elseworld stories.
No,
It's going to be its
that's
own.
stupid.
Why is
I
it
hate
stupid?
that. Fuck that
You-
bullshit. No,
you can't
that's our new
bring that Batman
That's great.
into the Flash. You can't have the Flash and Green Lantern in that
What?
Batman universe.
Why not, dude? I mean, that
Because
would be
it's-
perfect.
It's too grounded in reality to have
I don't
metahuman.
buy that. I don't buy that for a minute. I don't buy that for a minute, Brian. Sorry. I love the new Batman movie. I really enjoyed it. I think
Right.
it would be
And
great
you
But if you
see
throw
in the
in
new
Peacemaker,
universe.
Peacemaker and Robert Pattinson,
Yeah, okay.
that's not going to work. It's not going to work.
yeah,
Well, they just put them all in the multiverse with Spider-Man. Then
Can you see Superman showing up in a Robert Pattinson Batman movie?
yeah, actually, I could if they did it the right way. I think they could pull that off. I
yeah,
really
but
do.
it would have to be a totally different feel on the whole universe.
Let me think. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Dude, you had kind of like that Seven vibe in the new Batman movie, which
Right.
is what I loved.
Yeah,
Um,
well, and it was
And
very
that dirty,
pure,
gritty underworld. That
Right,
dirty,
but-
gritty underworld. You know,
but nothing
with-
else in the
Penguin
DC world
and-
right now is like gritty at all.
I guess.
Uh,
You know what? DC's a mess. I'll admit it. It's a
Well,
mess
that's
right now.
why I'm very optimistic with James Gunn
Yeah,
handling things. Because the
I-
previous
and I think
We'll-
so, but
we'll
it's gonna be
see.
silly
We'll see.
comedy. DC.
the previous DC movies, they never had a plan.
Mhm.
They were like,
Okay.
oh, Marvel's already at Avengers. Let's hurry up and get to Justice League.
Right.
And that was their mistake right there.
Yes. Exactly.
Because
Which
that's
is
why
the thing
nobody
we've
cared
been
about
saying
nobody
since
nobody
they-
cared about the characters because we didn't get any
Right.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No backstory. Sure.
Yeah. They
Um,
didn't have the iron. Man.
Man, I'm not happy with the Pats. I love the Pats Batman. I really enjoyed it. I was really hoping it would be part of this ongoing universe.
Well, since it's Elseworld and it is going to happen, the sequel gets a release date of October 3rd, 2025.
Okay.
And before then,
So Pattinson will have a fucking gray beard by then. Jesus.
well, before then, they're already filming the Colin Farrell Penguin TV series for HBO Max.
That's still going ahead then.
Yeah.
Okay. I
mean,
be
they got
watching
some
it.
pretty-
Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, pretty good looking Batman stuff going on. Can't complain about that.
Superman Legacy without Henry Cavill, and he came out and said they did not fire Henry Cavill.
Dane DeHaan is Superman.
Boy, they had such a good Superman.
Yeah, but
And Henry
he said they never fired him. They just did not rehire him. He was never supposed to be the Superman.
Yeah.
The reason why he was in Black Adam is because The Rock was pushing for that to happen.
Mm.
Okay.
Which
Well, you know what? Henry Cavill sounds
Right.
like he's making a stand in Hollywood and he's doing what he wants to do. And
I just kind of feel bad. I hope that's not why he left The Witcher, thinking he was going to reprise Superman.
I
yeah,
think it was, dude. That's the rumor I heard, but you
I
know.
think that he left The Witcher because they weren't doing The Witcher justice, and he didn't like the direction that it was going. And he said,
I heard that too. Yeah, that
No,
he's
I'm
really
not-
into the books and
Yeah.
the game. Yep.
"I like
He's-
this is a thing that I like, and you guys have never heard of.
Yeah, and y'all were
Yeah,
fucking
If you're not gonna
he's-
do it my way, I'm not doing it."
He's starring and producing. I think it's based off a game. I never heard of it. Warhammer. I
I've
think it's
heard of
a
it.
video
Yep.
game series.
Yeah.
Because he's like a super big gamer. Like he builds his own computers and
Holy shit! Apparently,
he's a pretty
so.
interesting guy. Like
Henry Cavill seems like a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I wish him a lot of luck.
like if you go like to his Instagram, like he cooks and he builds his own computers, and you wouldn't think because you know you just see him in the movies.
Right.
This is this big muscled up guy, but
Yeah,
like he's
a Renaissance
some-
man.
yeah. That's what I was
That's cool.
trying to think of what to say, but Superman Legacy will be a slightly younger Superman than what Henry Cavill was, and we'll get
Ah,
We'll
okay.
more of Clark Kent in the Daily Bugle than we ever did with Henry Cavill, which we got none of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I think we got one
Well-
scene of him walking into the office, and that was it.
Can I make a prediction, boys?
Yeah.
They're going to pick one of the kids from Stranger Things to play Superman. Watch.
None of them got the build.
Wolf
Okay. We'll
is
see.
the only fucking one. Wolf Finard.
I don't know. We'll
That
see. I hope
That
I'm
would be the
wrong.
only.
but,
That would be the only DC movie that I boycott if Finn Wolfhard
Okay.
is Superman. But Superman
Finn
Legacy gets a
Wolfhard.
release date of July
Uh-huh.
11th, 2025.
Okay. We got plenty of time to think about it.
The next one, next movie sounds pretty fucking interesting. It's called The Authority.
Okay.
And basically, from what I'm reading, it's a group of superheroes that will go to any lengths to basically how Peacemaker will do anything for peace. He'll even murder women and children.
Mm-hmm.
The Authority is basically a group of peacemakers that will do
Oh
anything.
boy. kind of like the boys all over again. huh?
Basically, like the boys, they will go to any lengths to.
Oh shit. Okay.
Or the
Well,
World Economic Forum. Yeah. All right, sorry.
We talked about Batman. The Batman movie would be called The Brave and the Bold.
I like it. I like
And this one will actually, they're going to focus on the extended Bat family
But same Batman.
as Ben
Robert-
Affleck.
Yep.
No,
No,
Robert,
Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson.
He's
Robert
not.
Pattinson, right?
That's Elseworld.
Okay.
We're
No.
gonna get a new-
Different Batman.
different Batman. And Lance does
Okay.
not like it. He wants Robert
Can they-
Pattinson in everything.
Can they at least do the bat dance? I know Prince is dead, but somebody else could do it. Come on. Let's at least get
And,
the bat dance in there. Come on.
James Gunn also announced the Robin we'll be getting in this one is Damian Wayans, which that makes a lot of people
What?
happy.
Damon Wayans?
Damian Wayans.
Is that Damon Wayans' kid?
No.
Oh.
In the comic book.
Oh, okay.
Bruce Wayne's son is Damian Wayne. We broke Lance already.
Oh. Well, I thought the same thing.
Jim
I was
Carrey-
like, wait a minute, what?
Jim Carrey is back. Jim Carrey is back as the Riddler. You got David Allen Greer as the Joker.
Marlon Wayans is Batman.
Jamie Foxx is going to be Electro, but he went over from Marvel.
Calm down, Lance. You're turning 3 shades of red.
Better than 50
But,
Shades of Robert Pattinson. Oh, that was
But
fucking movie.
you all right there?
No, no, I'm not all right. You're killing me, dude.
But
Please.
Damian Wayans. Clearly, I got to say it for Lance.
Wayne.
Oh,
Wayne.
Wayne. Maybe that's where I'm fucking.
Oh,
Wayne.
that's where you got me.
Okay,
Oh,
Damian
no.
Wayne.
I was like, wait a minute. Bruce Wayne is not a Wayne.
He is the son of Batman, and he is the current Robin in the comic books.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
Which that one, if they don't want to piss off the fans, they got to cast that one right because he's a fan favorite.
Dane DeHaan.
Done.
Dane DeHaan's too old to play a 13 to 14-year-old kid.
Finn
They should
Wolfhard.
definitely do it now. How great would that be?
Oh.
How bad the action scenes would be, though. Like this guy that just has no energy.
On, Dad.
Let's see. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Oh boy.
James Gunn said this will be a sci-fi film.
Okay.
And Lance finds it
No,
hilarious.
I'm listening.
Swamp Thing is getting a movie. They
Okay.
said this one
All right.
will be a.
Now we're back on track. Now we're back into Marvel. All right.
Why? What? Marvel?
DC.
Oh, shit. I'm thinking of Man Thing. Swamp Thing. Fuck. More DC. Jesus Christ, Brian, you're killing me.
Sure do love Man's Thing, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Let's see. Swamp Thing. James Gunn said this will be a straight horror film.
Okay, good. Although I don't know, like, is he directing any of these?
Some of them, he hasn't said he's not directing some of these. Some of these, he's writing the script.
Okay.
He's for DC. He's in charge of creative, so he
Right.
would be involved in every.
Okay.
No studio involvement. Warner said, let's hire a guy for creative, and I think the guy for the financial, I think his name is Peter Safran. That's his job is just financing. James Gunn is all creative.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
kind of like Favreau with the Mandalorian stuff.
yeah.
He's basically how Favreau's for Star Wars and Kevin Feige for Marvel.
Yeah.
I've never
he hasn't-
seen James
He hasn't
Gunn
let
do
us
any
down
horror.
yet. Yeah, Gunn hasn't let us down yet. Oh, Gunn did that great movie about
Slither.
the Slither, about the little worms and shit.
Oh,
Remember
is
that?
that James Gunn?
Wasn't
okay.
Wasn't Elizabeth Banks in that movie, or am I thinking of a
Yeah.
different one?
Yeah.
And she
So,
was also
yeah.
in what's the one that he did with the evil Superman?
Yes, that's
The
right.
little- what is that?
Brightburn.
Brightburn.
Philip, we
Was
saw
that
it on
James
the way
Gunn?
back from
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, we saw
okay. I
we
really
saw it
like
on the way
Brightburn.
back from Rocklahoma one year.
And what's the one he did for with Rainn Wilson, or Rainn Wilson's character wanted to be a
I do
superhero?
remember that where he had the big heavy tool that he would
Yeah,
hit
the wrench.
people
He
over the
knew
head
just
with.
bash
The
people in
wrench.
the head with it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name
That-
of it.
Alright.
but it was
That's James Gunn too.
super low budget.
Well,
silly.
never mind then. That was my question.
And then, of
all right.
course-
Does he have any sort of history in horror movies? I didn't realize all
Well,
of
he's
James Gunn.
Big
a
time.
He's great.
Time.
he started
Yeah.
he started out in Trauma back in the
Okay.
day.
That's even more credentials, Philip.
Yeah. James Gunn's he's got some good stuff. All right. I'll take it.
Okay. Now, real quick,
decision.
because we're kind of running long here. Quickly, I'm going to run down the TV shows, which of course
Okay.
these will probably be coming to HBO Max. Creature Commandos will be an animated series. Now, I looked up what Creature Commandos is. It seems like you take like the classic monsters, like Universal monsters, like a vampire, werewolf, and put them in a group. And in the original comics, the people that they fought were what we always say are this group of people make the best villains in movies.
Okay.
Nazis.
Hey, Philip. Nazis are funny at anything, right?
It makes a great bad guy.
And he also
That's
said
true.
with
You don't get more
anything
evil than that, right?
He also said with anything animated, the voice actors will be the actual actors in the movies, the live action movies. So if you're a voice actor in an animated movie, that character will show up in a live action movie, and it will be voiced by the same actor.
Okay.
Before we get season 2 of Peacemaker, Amanda Waller, Viola Davis character, is getting a spinoff miniseries.
It sounds boring as hell, but okay.
She was good in it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what does she do? Sit behind a fucking desk and give orders? I mean.
Yeah, but how ruthless she is.
Yeah. It seems like a weird spinoff.
Give it a chance,
Well,
I
if
guess.
it makes you guys any happier, the cast from Peacemaker will be in Waller.
So she'll be pulling. She'll be pulling the strings, and
let's call it Peacemaker season 1.5.
1.5.
Okay.
This one I'm gonna hold my judgment on. Booster Gold. He's kind of.
I remember that one.
He's basically like a loser that goes into the future and gets like all his tech and comes back with it.
I totally remember reading that, dude, when I was in high school and college.
Booster Gold.
Booster Gold.
Booster Gold.
Okay. This one will be. This one will, if they do it right, it'll have that comedic tone of Peacemaker.
It should be super comedic, Philip.
Is it like Biff Tannen?
It's silly. Yes, totally like Biff Tannen. Yes.
The Lanterns. Everybody was wondering if it was going to be Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart. James Gunn said, "Yeah," and this one's gonna. He said this one's gonna be a true detective style movie.
This dude, how much acid
with Jon Stewart?
How much acid?
Oh,
how much acid did James Gunn take before he came to this press conference?
Well, he did this.
And then we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do this.
Hey, you got a plan. You got a plan.
Hey, Jon Stewart is a detective? I'll watch that.
I think you're confused, Philip. I think the character's name was Jon Stewart. Am I right, Brian? Or we take that back?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like Jon Stewart was gonna be in it. I was like, hey, I'm not mad.
No,
have you ever seen DC on weed?
Well, fuck, that was gonna be way better. Now I'm just.
I know. Maybe, hey, twist. Maybe it'll be him.
Well, Jon Stewart's black, so.
Oh.
I think there'll be controversial.
You never know,
I don't think that's true.
The character. And lastly, Paradise Lost will take place on what was Wonder Woman's island? Themyscira?
Sure.
And,
Amazon Woman Island.
He said this.
That's what I thought. Amazonia or whatever.
Well, let's go with that.
Okay.
He said if he had to compare this to any show, it would be Game of Thrones.
Huh.
So there will be murder and deception, backstabbing,
and a terrible ending.
Good point.
So I'm very optimistic with this whole slate.
Island of boobs.
And I don't think I said what the first chapter of this slate was called, Gods and Monsters.
Okay.
So.
Huh.
So that's
we're only halfway through the first chapter of the new DC.
Well,
I told y'all they had a lot of characters.
Well, this will play out over years, so.
Okay.
I totally believe you. I just think that they're all fucking stupid.
And the one thing that I thought he said was pretty cool was because you know
Uh-huh.
how Marvel's putting out like 3 or 4 movies a year and 3 TV shows.
Yep.
At the most, they'll put out 2 movies a year and 2 TV shows. They don't need to
Okay.
Good
flood the
plan.
market.
Good plan. I think that they can. I think that they can do something with this. They finally like reined it back, and they were like, "Listen, we got to do our own thing here."
Right.
And he listens to the fans. I mean, he does little fun shit on Twitter, like stupid shit that people argued about, like with the Henry Cavill Superman because his costume didn't have the red trunks, like the
Mhm.
classic costume.
Sure.
He put up a poll on Twitter. It was like, do you guys want that or do you guys don't care? And so he's actually asking the fans what they want.
He went full Elon Musk.
But no, that's the problem with part of DC. It's
Oh,
because
yeah.
Superman with red underwear on the outside of his fucking tights is
Yeah.
stupid.
It's true. That's why
Okay.
Man of Steel did not get a sequel. He did not have the red trunks. People were like, no.
Not hashtag not my Superman. Gotcha.
But James, I like James Gunn as a person. He interacts with the fans a lot on social media. So
that's cool.
he's got a plan, and I don't know if you guys seen a picture of him recently. He's full gray. So
Okay.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened
We'll
filming
see.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 made him like old instantly.
We'll
but
see. We'll see if he goes full George R.R. Martin
That'll
and
happen.
never writes another single fucking thing for the rest of his life. But
It happened to
You
me.
know.
all right, that's
All right.
that's the upcoming DC TV shows and movies.
That's the horror headlines. So Philip, you ready to take a trip?
We're going down to the trailer park again?
Yeah, you guys are, because I didn't see the trailer.
Oh,
but
no.
Brian is going to bring us the
Boo! Soundboard, hit the button.
Well, maybe I did. Hold on. If it's something that was in the movie theater,
He got hung
Brian-
up in the meth and the crack over there.
Brian,
That's
bring
what'll
us
happen in the trailer park.
bring us the big, the small, and the very, very weird. I think it's only one, right?
Yeah. Probably not going to pronounce this correctly. Husera, the Bone
I'm out.
Woman.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Be right back.
All right.
Wait, it's Spanish. I can pronounce it. Hang on.
Okay, thank you.
Except now I got to read what the fucking name was. Start talking about it and then I'll figure it out.
Okay, I'll do a quick synopsis. Valeria, I probably said her name wrong too. Shit, what the fuck's going on? Has a long dreamed about becoming a mother. After learning that she's pregnant, she expects to feel happy, yet something's off.
Huesera.
There, thank you.
Yeah, the Bone Woman.
Shit, do I even want to try these names? No, sorry. Look it up on IMDb. Not butchering any more names after Damian Wayans. This really reminded me of the trailer. I think we watched it last week. Baby Ruby, that trailer.
Yeah, it did a little bit.
Yeah, it's essentially people who haven't seen the trailer. It's expecting mothers, happy about being pregnant, she's happy to become a mother, but certain creepy things start happening to her and around her. And I believe this is a Spanish language film. So
yeah, it looks like it's subtitled. But it looks like it's pretty solid. It's I don't like personally know any of them, but I guarantee you if I showed my wife, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, they're on a novella in so and so or whatever."
Country of origin, Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, then she 100% knows some of these people. Alfonso Del Sol, that sounds familiar. Myra Batalla, Natalia Solian, Sonia Couch. Cow. I don't know what the fuck her name is.
Doing a lot better than me.
Yeah. I'm supposed to. Doesn't always work. But no, I mean, it definitely looks pretty interesting. It's anytime they do some stuff on childbirth, I mean, that's probably the most sacred thing that happens on the planet ever.
Yeah.
Like on a regular basis. We take it, not take advantage of it, but take it for granted.
Yeah.
And so when they do some horror shit on something like that, it's usually pretty good. It looks pretty solid.
Yeah, Lance, since you didn't see the trailer, we kind of compared it to that trailer we reviewed last week, Baby Ruby.
Yeah.
Oh boy, a lot of baby horror this year, huh?
But
Yeah.
just think of like a
Pregnancy
Spanish language version of that, except the baby hasn't come yet. It's during the pregnancy where all the crazy shit's happening.
Definitely sounds like a French extremist type movie.
There's some scenes where I like the scene where she sees like some, I don't know, it looks like a faceless lady crawling in the streets, and the lady's doing like the bone, the bone cracking stuff.
Oh boy.
It looks creepy, man.
Yeah, it does.
Uh-huh.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I was gonna watch Baby. I keep wanting to say Baby Ruth. I don't know. I must want to candy. Baby Ruby. I was gonna watch that.
Okay, guys.
So I'll probably have
That's the Baby Ruth.
I'll probably have a review on that next week. But yeah, this
cool.
one I'm interested in. It comes out February 10th, so next week.
All right, I'm adding it to my schedule right now.
And we were saying it's
along with Baby Ruth.
We were talking about Lance that it's probably going to be subtitled.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's from Mexico. So
yeah.
Which, if it's Spanish, I'll probably understand most of the words anyway.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Plus, you can get AJ to watch it. She might actually be excited about it. That's
probably
that's my hope with
probably
my wife.
not.
I'm like,
probably not.
No, tell her.
I can make you watch this because I guarantee you've seen some of the people.
like Philip said with some of the actors, they were probably in a novella. So just tell her that's what it is.
Oh boy!
And she'll get mad at you later when people start doing the bone cracking stuff and. It's like drama horror. Just tell her it's a drama.
There you go.
Okay.
And then the title of the name, just leave out the Bone Woman. So. Yep.
Are we moving on to feedback?
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. There's not a lot of trailers out there.
All right.
There's going to be a shitload of trailers for Super Bowl Sunday, though.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Exciting. All right. Well, let's move on to listener feedback. This week, the podcast spotlight shines on Horror Movie Talk. Horror Movie Talk is an opinionated and accidentally funny horror movie review show. That sounds familiar. Your panel of expert hosts each week are Dr. Bryce Hansen, who holds a PhD in spookology.
I don't think that's legit.
It is according to this.
All right.
And Professor David Day, the foremost expert in scare no-nos. New theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible. Get it?
I see what you did there.
Oh boy.
And Texas Frightmare Weekend posted, please join us welcoming Nick Castle to our upcoming May 26th to 28th, 2023 event.
Nice.
Castle.
Gotta look that up real quick. I think there was somebody else that just got added.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
go ahead.
Cool.
Sorry.
Cool.
But Castle is known to horror
our
fans.
Jam, man.
Yeah, to horror fans for portraying the Shape in John Carpenter's original Halloween. It's Michael Myers, of course.
Your guy Lance Tom Savini's confirmed to be back.
Nice. All right.
Awesome.
I just want to meet Keith David, not David Keith.
Keith David's awesome. I like him.
Here were the added on because it had something to do with Halloween. PJ Souls was in the original.
Nice. Okay.
Charles Cypher, he was in the original Halloween along with Assault on Precinct 13. Nancy Loomis. So it looks like they're having an original Halloween panel.
Okay, sounds
and
like
a lot of people Nez has already met, so he can introduce us while we're there.
Bonnie Aarons is going to be there. I'm sure she's going to be there promoting The Nun 2. She shoots The Nun.
Yeah, AJ will stay far away from that table. I asked her, "Do you want to go up and meet her?" And she said, "Fuck you."
Oh wow.
Yeah, my wife told me to fuck off when I said, "Do you want to meet the nun?" She's
and
like, no.
There was another actor that played Michael Myers that was going to... Oh, James Jude Courtney.
Well, we can hopefully forgive him for this new Abomination series that he's been in. But
was it his fault?
I don't think so. I don't think we can blame him for that.
I am still stuck on this is not a Halloween movie, and they just were like, "Hey, let's bring this script in."
I'm stuck on that. I think they released the movies in the wrong order.
Yeah.
But James Jude Courtney's a rather large man, so
right.
I wouldn't walk up to him and say, "Hey,
your movie sucked."
Listen here, buddy. Poke him in the chest.
Just show up and start singing "Stuck on You," and the way I'm feeling now, I'll be with you till the end. Yes, I'm on my way.
I think that's it. Oh, real quick, Quinn Lord's gonna be there. He was Sam in Trick or Treat.
Oh, cool! I got the tattoo, man. Cool. Maybe I can get him to autograph my tattoo.
And then
you can make it a tattoo.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Have another man's name on you.
There you go. Why not?
Mike J. Marine thinks that the Shape showing up at Texas Frightmare is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think so too.
Indeed.
He seems like a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Until he rips your fucking throat out of you and hangs you upside down to bleed to death.
That's what happens. That's how you get.
And then he's not quite so cool.
Behavior. The Psychosemantic Podcast. Welcome to the Psychosemantic. Join host Darren and a revolving door of guests in discussing movies, politics, and political movies. In this installment, Lance from The Horror Returns joins to discuss 2022's American Carnage and other current events.
I still got
Lance. Nice.
Yet another Jenna Ortega movie, if you can believe that. How many fucking movies is she in this year?
I just watched a Beavis and Butthead episode where they were reviewing some stupid music video, and Jenna Ortega, I swear to God, was in it. Yep.
No fucking way, dude.
Yeah, it was with this kid who was like 11, and like they were singing like a love song. I think the song was named Chapstick. And they were like, the only thing not between them is pubic hair.
I got
okay.
Because they were like 11. It was funny.
I'm
telling you, dude, the new Beavis and Butthead stuff is hilarious.
Is it still Mike Judge that does all the shows?
Yeah.
That guy's a genius.
I just read he's bringing back King of the Hill.
That makes sense.
Awesome.
They should have a crossover. Are you the two that have been whacking around in my tool shed?
Holy shit. First thing that pops up is a video on Jenna Ortega, how she ended up in Jacob Sartorius's music video Chapstick.
That's the one.
There you go, Philip.
So great. Anyway.
Oh boy, that is insane.
Matt Wood.
Matt Smith, what? Huh?
And don't watch the music video. Watch the Beavis and Butthead thing.
Interpretation of it.
Yes, it's fucking hilarious. They were mad because that dude's like 11. He shouldn't be scoring.
Yeah,
we can't score.
They probably haven't scored when they're 30. Knowing the way those assholes are.
That's the whole point of the new Beavis and Butthead stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. Matt Wood says, "My heart can't beat unless you tell it to."
Okay. Explain, Matt. I was hoping he'd be on the show so he could tell us what the fuck that means, but okay.
He just really likes you, Lance.
I guess.
Regarding Cabin in the Woods, Zim Vader says, "Would you have a sex with a merman for $100?"
Brian, I think he directed that question to you, man.
Yeah, I said no, and he said something
What?
else, and then I said, well, maybe.
If you
It's an
looked him
interesting
up.
question, at the very least. That's it for listener feedback. Our
Not
intro
much.
comes
Okay.
and new logos, of course, come from Steve Carlton from the Geeks. And be on the lookout for more great stuff from him. Our original skull artwork comes from Natsulani. And please help us out by becoming a Patreon patron. Let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount, and for $5 or more a month, also pick a commentary for a future bonus show. And come on and talk about it with us if you want to. That would be
Okay.
awesome.
Brian, I'm going to say it right here and now while we're being recorded. I'm going to, I promise you, brother.
Don't say anything incriminating.
No, I'm going
okay.
to get the first episode up of our patron only series that we're covering, which would be what, Brian?
Trying to think. It's been so long.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, dude.
Hannibal.
We have a patron only series.
Yeah, no, Brian and I have covered almost all of Hannibal season 1. I think we've got like a couple episodes left to do. So this will at least force us to finally do those last 2 episodes. But this next week I will get the Hannibal episode 1 show up just for patrons only.
Yep, so if you're a patron,
your Patreon feed.
Go to the patreon.com, or I suggest get the app for Patreon and go to the Horror Returns. And if you are a patron of ours, you can listen to any exclusive content on there only for you.
There it is. Go check it out.
All the way up to today has been nothing.
A lot of awesome stuff.
I'll finally get that first episode up, I promise, this week. It shall happen. If we all talk next week and I haven't gotten that episode uploaded, guys, I'm going to let you all, I'm going to give you each a weapon of your choice. And we're going to go into a cabin in the woods, and you guys can I'll put a white mask over my face and I'll lay down and
this
let you guys
excessive.
beat the fuck out of me. But okay.
Listen, we're not your guides, your guides or sayers or whatever the hell. We're guys that hang out and talk about horror movies once a week, right? That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun.
Enjoy it if you like. There was probably more to that before I started the sentence, but I'm drunk.
Yeah.
So.
That's part
I feel what you're saying.
Bottom line, please do become a patron. All kidding aside, what you guys do, and I'm talking to everybody that's listening, you help us get together. We take the Patreon. I promise every penny of the Patreon money goes to cocaine and hook. I mean, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
If you send enough, it definitely will.
Call prostitutes, Lance.
Every penny of Patreon gets Brian, Philip, Nez, and Lance together for events such as Texas Frightmare Weekend.
I thought you were going to say it gets us all hookers.
Well, like Philip said, once we achieve that goal, the overage goes there.
But that's when you guys come see us in person.
You know what? We might even video it. God damn it. If we get enough patrons.
What's the hookers?
And all it takes is, Brian, all it takes is $1.
No, I'm not videoing that.
I don't know that they allow
private.
that.
That's private. Probably costs more for that.
At least.
All right. Well, look, for $1. I mean, how cheap are you motherfuckers? Seriously.
Damn.
Throw us a buck. Throw us a buck a month. Do Patreon, and I promise you, we're all going to get together. We're going to give you guys special events like Texas Frightmare. we've already got 3 interviews lined up, and I can assure you that it'll be worth every penny.
And plus, whatever doesn't actually go to getting us all together for Texas Frightmare actually goes to cost for the show.
You mean it's not free, Brian, to sit here and pay Podbean and everybody for this?
Well, as of this,
that's
this
why none
as
of our
of
shit is ever out on time.
As of this call, my Skype call is free.
Oh yes, yes! You figured that out last week.
Yeah, it was a revelation. Saving $30 already.
All right, I guess we got to move
Vegas.
on. That's enough. That's enough whoring for one episode, right? Begging.
And there'll be some more later.
There's never enough whoring. All right, but for now, we'll move on to our featured attractions with some more whoring. This week, we're going to explore a very familiar horror locale with the brand new Knock at the Cabin, as well as the classic Cabin in the Woods. Thank you,
But
Matt.
is it really a classic?
Is it? I don't know.
Well, as of right now, it's the highest.
Discuss.
It's the highest rated M. Night Shyamalan movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Knock at the Cabin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it could be lower than it was now. You know how Rotten Tomatoes changes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we shall see. But let's start with Cabin in the Woods from 2011. 5 friends go for a break at a remote cabin where they get more than they bargained for, discovering the truth behind the cabin in the woods, sort of. Director is Drew Goddard, also known for the Texas show Daredevil. What?
I think the X is supposed to be a D.
Netflix show. Okay. not Texas show. All right. Whatever. Maybe I'm biased. And The Bad Times at the El Royale. Of course.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Writers are Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard.
What a piece of shit. Sorry. Keep going. Not Drew Goddard. He's cool.
And some trivia. The thermal coffee mug bong was a fully functional mug and bong as portrayed in the film, the prototype of which cost $5,000 to make.
I always wondered.
Fucking potheads.
I always wondered, did he get to keep that? Because you always hear these stories how actors and actresses they always steal stuff from the set.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Chris Pratt, like he stole the Star-Lord, the complete outfit from the movie set. Yeah.
Who could blame him, right? Full circle back to James Gunn, right?
Yeah.
Stole as in they didn't ask me to bring it back, so I didn't.
Wonder who got the mug.
I know. That was pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
Also, much of Drew Goddard's inspiration for this movie came from his upbringing in Los Alamos, New Mexico, a place filled with scientists and co-workers, all going about their business and living a seemingly routine and ordinary lives, even though they were building nuclear weapons that could potentially destroy the entire world.
Wow. Woo! I could see that.
Also, the alien guy. What the fuck is his name? Bob Lazar worked in Los Alamos, by the way. A thing that he's been claiming since the 90s.
Your guy, Philip.
Yeah, please go watch the documentary on him on Netflix or just the Joe Rogan interview. It's great.
Yeah, sure. Everybody's just walking around there like, oh, how you doing? Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Yeah, we only work on fucking UFOs in the middle of nowhere.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
All right, Cabin in the Woods. Brian, what'd you think about it?
I actually call on you to start first because I think this was neither your first time seeing it or you just recently seen it.
Yes. So this was the second time I've watched it. Well, and third time because I watched it again with that. I like forced my wife to watch it. But
Nothing
yeah, I
wrong with
had
that.
only watched this, I think earlier this year, maybe last year or something like that. And I always get this one and Cabin Fever mixed up, and so I'm like, all right, whatever. And even looking at the damn trailer for it, I'm like, I mean, obviously you could tell it's different, but Cabin in the Woods, all right, we get the idea. But then you watch this movie, and if you have never seen this movie, it is so fucking fantastic. This is one of my favorite horror movies. It's got Thor in it. It's got the dude from Grey's Anatomy in it. And it like slowly gets crazier and crazier, and it's got the fucking Billy Madison dude from the asshole in Billy Madison. He's in it, like controlling the whole thing.
I just saw that guy's balls.
And I love the guys in charge of the whole thing. They're so great. There's just a little like half-second scene of them dancing with the music when they start turning it on, and I think it's put in the trailer. And it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, what's his name's fantastic. Richard Jenkins.
Yes.
The older one with the glasses.
Yes, he's so great. Like the whole movie is pretty fucking next level for me. It's like a scary movie, but like instead of stupid, silly horror tropes, they are like smart with it, you know? And but it's still kind of tropey, you know? And they do that on purpose. And I really enjoyed it.
The Harbinger.
Yeah, they've got the Harbinger, and he starts talking, and then like midway through his little speech to the guy, the sinners are on their path. They should be Am I on speakerphone? I can hear the echo. Like it's horror comedy. It's more horror than comedy, but it's horror comedy at its best. And
yeah.
I think they fucking killed this movie. I loved it.
Nice.
All right. Brian?
Yeah, I think this movie is fantastic, and we got to thank Chris Hemsworth for becoming Thor, because this movie was shelved due to financial difficulties. That's what they said.
No shit.
But then this little actor named Chris Hemsworth goes on to play a Marvel superhero, and they're
with a
like,
really bad American accent.
Yeah, you know what? We should release this movie.
I kept hearing his accent come out.
So, got to thank him. I thought all the characters were fantastic.
I think the blonde is from New Zealand.
Well, let's see. Let's look her up.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Anna Hutchinson is from New Zealand.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I liked they played off all the little tropes to get them to, where they needed them to be for these sacrifices. They put this, like they released the gases to influence them to go here, to go there.
And I love how the stoner is like not affected by it.
Yeah, I think they even mentioned
he's a stoner.
it. Yeah, we think the marijuana he's smoking is somehow like made him immune to the gas, and just even little things like they had you mentioned her, Anna Hutchinson, the New Zealand girl. They made her a blonde because that's a trope in the movie, and also they put the whatever they use to control them, they put it in her hair dye, and just like little stuff like that. Just the way they controlled everything to get them to this cabin to do this ritual. And I loved how they had to go downstairs and choose an item, which later you find out released whatever monster that you could think of. They had it.
He had the conch in his hand.
Yeah.
It was almost Merman.
So close. And
that was one of the best parts of the movie, when the merman kills him and he's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Hey, sometimes you gotta be careful what you ask for. Guy was always asking for a merman. And
And
Heather
they alluded to it earlier. They were like, "Okay, Aquaman."
yeah, and Heather
Yep,
Langenkamp.
you caught that too.
Heather Langenkamp, who we know as Nancy, Nancy, right, from A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nancy
Her and her
Clunas.
husband,
Yeah.
her and her husband did the effects in this movie.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
I thought the effects were great. They were all practical. No, I didn't see any CGI bullshit.
The only CGI that I can say there was when we seen all the monsters in the cube things and how they were switching around. But I actually
Yeah, but I
think
wasn't mad at it.
I think they actually
Yeah.
built that and just added CGI to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't over the top, right?
Right.
Where,
No.
like you could tell it was obviously like watching a video game or something.
And maybe one of the greatest scenes. I'm sorry, I keep butting into your review here. Maybe one of the greatest scenes in any horror movie ever is when they let all the monsters out at the end.
Why is there a purge button?
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea to have, but it worked out because holy shit, like they just like all these monsters come in and just lay havoc, and it's great.
And then at the end, we get a great cameo from Sigourney Weaver.
Yes. Yeah,
Great
she's
cameo.
only in the movie for like 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah, but I will say, because this to me this movie is totally rewatchable. It's fantastic. I love everything about it. The only hang up I had was the scene with Chris Hemsworth when he tries to jump the motorcycle.
I love
Why-
that scene.
I love this.
Is that because he didn't use a ramp to actually
No.
go up?
No, I love the scene. I thought it was hilarious, but it would have been so more effective if we didn't know
Yeah.
that there was a force field or a wall.
Oh
right?
yeah, from the eagle earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they would have
Yeah.
cut that scene out, and then we
Okay,
got that
I
scene,
can
that
see
scene
that.
would have
Yes,
so
I think
shocking.
I agree.
I
That would
thought
probably
about
add
that for a
to it.
second, but then like when I was watching it, because I was watching it this second time, and I couldn't remember exactly what happened to him, and then
Right.
he starts flying up after the whole speech, and don't hold back, never do,
Yeah.
that whole thing.
Definitely a Thor speech, right?
Yeah, and he's like flying through the air, and I was like, wow, didn't that eagle like bust into the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
I just always
I'm-
felt like if we never
yeah.
got the eagle or whatever it was, bird flying into the wall, it just would have, because
Yeah.
like when Grey's Anatomy guy dies,
Upright.
that came
Yeah.
out of nowhere because they're driving back to the cabin because the tunnel collapsed, and then he gets a hook
True.
into the
Yeah.
under his jaw, which that was out of nowhere. So if they would have just cut that one little scene.
I'm with you, Brian. But then again, seeing that one kind of little scene when they were driving and they just showed it off in the distance with the eagle, I thought that was kind of cool. So
Yeah.
I could see how they had trouble taking that out. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was kind of cool seeing it.
But
I'm not
that's
mad at it either way. I think it
yeah,
works out.
it's just a little nitpick, but
Yeah.
overall the movie is fantastic, classic. It's just crazy that they shelved this movie.
No kidding.
Which I did get to watch this in the theater when it actually finally came out.
Well, especially with the people
So
that
did
are
I.
in it. I mean, even aside from Thor,
Mm-hmm.
like the people that work in the laboratory are all
Mm.
fucking huge.
lot of familiar faces, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Sigourney Weaver with the fucking cameo, that's
Right.
dude, that's big name stuff.
And
Uh,
I would
can't-
love to see like a spin-off movie, because I just, this world they created
Yeah, there
with
should have been 100 of them by now.
with the elder
Truthfully.
the ancient ones or whatever
Right.
they called them. What was
Yeah,
that
very.
deal?
Well, I was thinking about that, and I'm kind of not mad that they haven't. Because
Really?
Yeah.
I was totally expecting another sequel where they have another cabin in the woods or something like that. But the way that
Yeah,
the way that it ended in this one, I was
the
like,
giant
"Man,
the giant hand at the end coming up.
Yeah.
That kind of killed it, didn't it?
no, I liked it. I thought it was like a perfect ending.
No, but I'm saying that killed the chance of
Oh,
any
yeah.
sequels, right?
Well, no,
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted like more of the inner workings of whatever this organization is. Like the
Maybe a
security guard,
prequel with the Japanese
Yeah,
guy saved
probably.
the security guard that is the new guy there. Like
Right,
he
right.
clearly has no idea what's going on. Like it's all new to him. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, what kind of
Sure,
organization is this? Do you
Well,
not?
the problem with that is the way they ended this movie. They would have to be prequels, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
you mean
they
prequel.
they left nothing to the imagination.
You can
And-
bring Bradley Whitford. That's the guy who showed his balls in
Yep.
Billy Madison, and Richard Jenkins back. You can bring those guys back. You can bring Sigourney Weaver back.
Sure.
I'll watch a show.
Not
just
if there's
about
not
The
a
Office.
Earth left to protect. It's the fucking old gods have taken over now.
Well, we can also, if we're spitballing here, spin-off movies,
Right.
we can get other perspectives. We can go to Japan and see how
Yeah.
the little girls defeated what they
Well,
needed defeated, and
Okay, now you guys are talking multiverse. At this point,
where
we
it
could
turned
just do a
into a little
multiverse,
frog.
right?
no, you misunderstood me, Lance. Like
Okay.
when we get the video of the little girls celebrating that they
What
beat,
led up to that?
yeah, let's
Okay.
get maybe that movie or another country,
I
another.
could see that.
'Cause you
what
know-
other Japanese movie trope choices that they have besides that one? I
And
got
instead
you.
of
You
instead
know,
of
their guys were sitting in the lab talking shit about the Americans.
Of course.
yeah, we can get like
America's so stupid.
Okay, Philip.
we can get like if it happens, if there's one in China instead of Sigourney Weaver, we can get like Michelle Yeoh to be the one that pops out at the end
Yes.
or something
Okay.
like that, or you know whatever country. I don't know, Mexico. We can have Salma Hayek be the main. Except I need a little
Wow,
bit. I need
that
a
would-
little bit more than a couple minutes with Salma Hayek
That
Yeah.
would
in
be
the movie.
cool.
In the movie,
That would
not
be cool. Yeah. we knew what you meant, Brian.
okay.
And you didn't just mean in the movie, and we know that.
Well, being respectful to Miss Hayek.
Hey, couple minutes of
Good.
some high, I can about do it.
Because she does listen to the show. So
Oh, you know she does. And Michelle, yeah. Love you both.
All right, let's do scores. Or Lance, did you go?
not yet.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I went and saw this one at the movie theater, and it was this was one of those big surprises for me because I didn't know what to expect, and all I knew. I'm real glad I didn't see a whole bunch of trailers.
I was just about to ask you, Lance, because that's how I went into it. It was like one of those
Yeah.
days where I was at the movie theater and I was like, "What's playing next? Cabin in the Woods horror movie? Okay, let's." I didn't know nothing about it.
Well, and you know what also got us, Brian, is the fact that cabin looked exactly like the Evil Dead cabin, and I
Yeah,
don't think that
definitely.
was by accident either. So you got this movie starting, and it's like, okay, I think I'm going to see probably a slasher movie or, zombies out in the woods or whatever. And you got Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford that just show up as just like these two fucking workaday guys that are in some kind of a weird underground office or whatever.
Yeah,
He's got a
And-
whole monologue about like his wife putting childproof locks on the cabinets, and they're like not even pregnant yet.
Man,
and then they hit you with the title screen like boom.
Cabin in the Woods, and then it did, and then I kind of like, okay, well, maybe they just fucked with us at that beginning. Maybe that's not going to tie into the movie, or it will, but it'll be way down the road or something like that. And I thought, okay, cool. Now we're in a regular, teen slasher movie. So this is perfect. You got the regular characters that you get in all of them, and then I'm like, okay. I'm not exactly sure where this is going, but it looks kind of cool. It looks fun, kind of like Scream or like a Friday the 13th movie or something like that. And then the stoner shows up with that fucking bong that he turns into a coffee cup and moves forward.
I
But
love that character. He's so great. Every
I
line of
think we
dialogue
all
he has in
do.
this movie is awesome.
yeah, I think he's like the genius.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool the way that they wrote him to be the smartest one in the group. It's almost like the Scooby Gang, but he's like Shaggy on steroids or something.
Yeah.
And everything about this movie was amazing, and I wish you guys had said something, bad about it, or that it kind of fell short here or there or somewhere else, but there's not a whole lot that they missed out on here. Once they got to the point where now we kind of know what's going on, and now we're putting two and two together at this point, and they're like, okay, well, let's go down. I found an elevator. The stoner, of course, finds out that there's an elevator that you can go down and see these different characters. How many Easter eggs, guys, did y'all catch? Because I really tried to. I mean, obviously there was Pinhead, right? And there was the puzzle box or whatever. There was
they were
to say Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There was references, but they changed them slightly.
Yeah,
to
just
be
enough
its
to
own,
make it interesting, right?
Changed it slightly to be its own thing, but not enough to where you didn't get the reference.
Where's the merman from?
Of course, I don't know.
Oh, I guarantee you, there's a merman out there somewhere.
I mean, of course we got Pennywise in there, basically a killer clown.
Absolutely, man.
There was a fucking unicorn that killed somebody.
I would love to read an article on how many different Easter eggs there are in here, like to different horror movies, because this is a movie that was made, I'm sure it was made obviously by horror fans, but it was easily made for horror fans. And Drew Goddard, I've got so much respect for him. I think didn't he do some writing on Lost even, Brian?
Let me look
I can almost swear to you that when I was watching that show back in the day, that his name popped up a few times. He's been involved in a lot of TV shows. The Daredevil TV show was so fucking good, especially with Charlie Cox playing Daredevil, that they're literally bringing it back into the MCU. That's how good it is.
He wrote Cloverfield,
which
World
is a
War
classic.
Z, The Martian.
Okay.
Bad Times at El Royale. He was a writer on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
And let's see.
He was
a writer on Lost.
Okay. Well, I mean, I almost kind of wish you guys had said something negative. This is one of those rare occasions where I love this movie so much. Not only when I saw it at the movie theater, and it was the big surprise that I didn't see coming, down to watching it again, and I'm like, nope, I didn't miss a thing. Everything in this is almost flawless. When I called into the Binge Boys on the Binge Cast, Brian, they did their what are your favorite movies from 2000 forward, and they fucked with me on some of them, because like one of my favorite movies of the year was My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And they said, oh, My Big Fat, he's fucking with us. He didn't really love this.
Like, kind of go off on a not a tangent, just kind of off the rails a little bit. The first time I clearly remember hearing you call in onto the Binge Cast was when you and
Pedro?
you were no, not Pedro. You would go on there and you would talk about The Affair, that TV show.
Oh yes, the one that Jim Law got us.
Yeah,
and that was a good TV show.
I just remember they were like, is this guy fucking kidding with the fucking affair?
You get it, Philip?
Yeah.
All right, so that's some great history. But this was my favorite movie of this year that it came out, for sure, far and away. One of my favorite movies of the last 10, 20 years, easily. I wish I could find something negative. Can you guys find anything wrong with this movie? I mean, they got every single one of our tropes in, but they did it in a way that turned it around and spun it exactly where it was its own thing.
I can't
find a fault. I wish I could.
Like you said, you brought up how it gets to a certain point and then you just kind of go on that ride. I liked getting to that point because you had you asking, like, when they all get in the motorhome and drive off, and then you got that guy watching them on the rooftop, and he's like, they're on the way, or whatever he said.
All those little things they snuck in there.
Well, yeah,
it's like, what the fuck is going on?
And even the very beginning of the movie, which is usually just boring setup for something like this, is like fantastic. They got the guy on the roof. They've got the line in the at the very beginning of the movie when he's talking to his
Right,
girlfriend and that one chick.
Oh, that
And,
was
like she's got the books.
Where did you find out about? Where did you learn about these? And
Where
she
did you
runs
get
away.
these?
I
She's
learned
like,
them
"I
from
learned it
you.
from you."
That was great.
It's such a great line, dude. I died laughing. I thought that was hilarious. The whole
Yeah.
By the
like-
way, you have no pants on.
yeah. Also that. Since she was basically
Oh.
dancing in front of the windows.
And
But,
the character development, Philip, the character development, the way that one character, he like easily could have just sat there and just jacked off watching her, right? You know, taking all of her clothes off. But he, excuse me, he was a gentleman enough to go over
Right.
and say, "Oh, I can't do this." And he went, "Hey, by the way, this is a one-way mirror. I don't know what's going on here. This is a
Because
weird house."
that's what's so great about it. They built that guy up like he was gonna be the hero at the end.
and then he just fucking died.
But we get the stoner as the. I fucking love that guy. Like he's hearing the little the
Well,
whispers that are like
yes.
suggesting you, and then he's like, "What, Pop-Tarts?"
And we thought he died early.
Tears,
right?
man. She's like,
And-
up the
no,
tears.
and that was what was so cool. We
Pop
thought
Tarts?
he died early, right? But they said, they didn't they? How did they find out he was still alive? They took like a phone call. They were all partying, right? And
Yeah,
like
'cause it
Bradley
was
Whitford
over. The
said,
fool had
"Tequila is
already
my friend," whatever, right?
When the tunnel didn't explode right away, there was some kind of wire malfunction. Somebody was messing with the wires, and it was
Yes.
him down there fucking around with the wires.
And they
But
thought it was down to
if
the
you want a
virgin.
negative, if you want a negative part about this movie,
Okay.
Lance,
Uh-huh.
him rolling up a joint, they look like fucking garbage. Those joints are straight garbage.
Wow,
better
we're
than
really
mine.
nitpicking now.
Clearly, that guy's never
Okay.
rolled a joint in real life.
All right. Well, okay.
There
you
you go.
just
Well,
cracked
and-
the code, Brian.
So they said something during that part about a call
Right.
from upstairs, and the guy kind of started
Yes.
freaking out, but then they never went back to it.
That's where what you guys are talking about, where
I
they
think
can have
the
all these
call to
other
upstairs
movies.
was Sigourney Weaver.
Well, downstairs, but what's upstairs?
Sigourney Weaver. I don't know.
Well, look, who's the writer that wrote all this cosmic horror, right? About the old gods and I'm the reader of the group. Help me out
Yeah,
here.
I was about to say you need to help us out.
Come on, guys.
I don't read books, man.
Like The Color Out of Space.
Oh,
I wanna
H.P.
say-
Lovecraft.
Thank you. I was going to say H.R. Geiger, but that was the guy who did the artwork for Alien. So
What,
Sigourney
Pop-Tarts?
Weaver full circle. But yes, H.P. Lovecraft. This was very Lovecraftian, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is a fucking fantastic scene. He's like, yeah, man, they're puppeteers. She's like, puppeteers?
Right. Well, dude, Philip, dude, I thought about you big time. 'Cause I thought, okay, Philip's a stoner. He comes up with conspiracy theories. He believes in aliens. Holy fuck! Philip could survive this movie. Philip would be the
Exactly.
final boy.
Just because it's a conspiracy theory does not mean it's not true.
Yeah, I got you, man. I can't think. We could just sit here and jack off all night talking about this movie. It's that good. I mean, can nobody say anything negative except Brian's one little nitpick? I can't. Honestly,
Well, and
I
even
really
that, I'm not mad at.
No. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not.
a perfect
I'm not
blend of
going to watch.
comedy.
I'm not going to watch this movie to see if he rolls a perfect joint. So it was,
I mean, you guys already talked about how, there's not really too much bad CGI. That was kind of one of my favorite scenes. Okay, what I did do is I paused it when the elevator scene was on, trying to catch all the Easter eggs. That's the only thing I want to see is I want to Google and see if anybody has figured out every single horror movie reference in this film. Because if you look it up, there's got to be everything. Like you all said, there was the Japanese ghost girl, right? Like Kyoko. And there was the, Texas Chainsaw Massacre family. There was, Jesus Christ. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, these are just horror fans. This was just a movie by fans for fans. How
Zombie
did this not
Mutant
almost
Torture
get
Family
made?
is definitely different than Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I agree.
Don't bet on Zombies because you're not going to win the pool of money at the end. And
Was
I
it-
love that too.
What was it? Maintenance one.
Yeah.
And then they were like, and that guy over there, he was like an
Right,
intern
yeah,
or something.
he made the right choice, right? He made the right choice.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like every little thing that they threw in this was just so fucking gold.
Yeah, it was an insanely good movie.
All right.
Scores, right?
Let's do
Philip?
scores on this one. I guess I'll start. I'm gonna give it a 10, dude. I think this is a fucking
perfection.
fantastic horror
Yeah,
movie.
perfection.
It's one of the classics. If you've never watched The Cabin in the Woods, it's so great.
I want to give it a 10, but just off my I'm not going to count the joint rolling, but my nitpick about the motorcycle jumping scene just takes it down just a little bit. I give it a 9.5.
Wow. Holy fuck.
Lance?
Well, you know what? That Spider-Man animated movie that we saw that so far has been our number one. It's toast because I'm 9.52. So there's no way a 10 and two 9.5s is ever going to beat on this show. Am I right?
I think we all gave Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse a 10.
I didn't give it a 10. I've only given 2 movies a 10 in my life, and that's A Clockwork Orange and Mother. So,
but this one is
we're there.
great.
We're there. Yeah, it's
like,
amazing.
It's such an underrated classic of horror movie.
Yeah.
Dumb, you know? All right. Let's roll on to 2023's the brand new Knock at the Cabin.
See if we keep the momentum going.
Shamalama Ding Dong. While vacationing, a girl and her parents are taken hostage by armed strangers who demand that the family make a choice to avert the apocalypse. Director is M. Night Shyamalan, who we all know. Writers are M. Night with Steve Desmond and Michael Sherman, based on the book by Paul Tremblay. Michael Sherman, the skeptic guy?
Oh, Funny Games. I didn't even catch that, Brian. Oh, sorry. Checking out this article.
Is it Michael Sherman? Same one?
Oh, maybe. M. Night Shyamalan cast Dave Bautista after he was impressed by his performance in Blade Runner 2049. The initial screenplay draft by Steve Desmond and Michael Sherman was voted onto the 2019 Blacklist as one of the most popular unproduced screenplays of the year.
Okay.
Dave Bautista, let's first and foremost, better actor than The Rock?
Yes. I said it, I think last week. I think he's the best wrestler turned actor.
I don't know, man. The Rock's been in a lot of stuff.
I think
The Rock is Dwayne.
Awesome.
He is Dwayne Johnson in every role.
Yes.
Except when he's on cheat day, when he have a big stack of pancakes.
But like, it doesn't matter how many Kevin Hart.
This looks so delicious when he put. The only role with The Rock that I thought was a little bit different than what he normally plays is you guys ever see
Mummy?
that movie? Be Cool. The sequel to Get Shorty, where he plays the gay bodyguard.
Not a huge
that was a good
fan.
one.
Not a huge fan.
But it was a different role for him to play.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it was outside of what he normally does.
Because he was a dick, right? He was an asshole.
Well, that he was playing a gay hitman with the.
Be Cool. Be Cool is a good movie.
Yeah.
If you just look at all the roles he's played.
Man.
If you look at all the roles he's played in the past, 5 years?
Yeah, same character.
Kind
of like Negan.
Yeah.
And I like Negan. It's just he's just the same guy. Even if he shows up he's gonna be in The Boys in the new season.
No.
And we're gonna
let me guess, playing Negan.
For after we watch it, we're gonna say, he was really good in that show, but he was
played
Negan.
it.
Yeah, typecast. But
Even-
this is definitely not a typecast for Dave Bautista.
And I just watched an interview.
I much
That
preferred him
he
in
was-
Glass Onion.
I just watched the interview. He was on
Were you in that one?
He was on Jimmy Kimmel the other day.
Right?
He said that he really wanted to play this role, and he was hoping he got it. But then
Oh, wow.
M. Night Shyamalan told him, "Don't worry, I wrote this for you."
No.
Yeah,
I
because he
think
said,
it totally makes sense
Well-
because this character fucking. Oh well, all right. Well, I'll jump in first.
In the
since
book, it's a little different. Okay,
I've never
go
read
ahead.
the book. I've never read the book.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear your take, and well, we won't get into spoilers. But
Okay.
I think
All right.
that he killed it as like a high school coach or whatever, and he was the guidance guy.
Mhm.
I think that works, and I think that he killed it, and I think that he played it really cool the whole time, and he had probably more lines than anybody else in this movie, and
I mean, yeah, he was the main guy. He was Leonard, right?
Yeah.
So
and I loved Batista in this movie, and I like where this went. It wasn't a normal M. Night Shyamalan movie. I don't think that it did anything super special, and I wasn't super surprised by it. But I liked the movie, man. I think that everybody did a really great job in the movie. I think that they handled things probably the way that they should have handled things. I don't know how much else I can say without getting into spoilers, but everybody did pretty awesome. It was about what you would expect from the trailer. Maybe not as many twists and turns as I expected, but they did a good job with what they had. All right, Brian?
I unfortunately did not get a chance to see the movie.
no.
Yeah, I apologize, everyone. I know this is the second time already in this year.
Come on, dude. We all do it, man. I mean,
It
look,
happens.
dude. We like you said. How many fucking movies have we seen just for this?
Yeah,
podcast?
it's just I just
It's
really
not a
want-
big deal, dude.
I know. I just really want to apologize to the listeners. I know that this is our 350th episode.
Yes.
It's just the past couple months, life has just been really kicking my ass, so I couldn't
It's
make
in the
it.
way.
But so that you're
that's-
aware, this is a Batista fucking acting class.
I've heard
He kills it.
because I was really hoping that you guys would say that because I heard this is why, because in the next Guardians movie, that's the last he's playing of Drax, because he doesn't want to get typecast as playing those kind of characters. He wants to pursue bigger acting roles, and a lot of people said, I've even heard people say that they didn't really care for this movie, but he was good in it. So I'm happy that you said that he was good in it. So
Fantastic. Definitely the best part of this movie was Dave Bautista.
nice. What about Ron Weasley?
He did okay.
He cast any spells?
Maybe.
That's
Actually,
spoiler
that's kinda
territory,
why it's
Brian.
there.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
But we'll get to that. Although I think I've seen Ron Weasley in a couple other things.
Yeah,
He's gonna go far.
He's in Lance. He's in
Servant.
yeah, with M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yeah, big part of that show. Big part.
All right, Lance, what did you think?
Okay, so I did read this book about 6 months ago, and I will say this. I'll say that when I read the book, I was expecting something big. I thought there's going to be a really cool, all-encompassing ending here that's going to explain everything and make us really understand what's really going on. Never happened. I was super disappointed, super disappointed with the book. I thought, okay, cool. I love the lead up. I love the idea. I love the concept. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the little girl. She's great. I love the fact that these people
She's been in
come
some
up.
stuff before, right?
Not only the movie, but from a perspective of the book, I really, really enjoyed her character.
I also heard that too, that the little girl, for child actors, a lot of people are kind of hit or miss with them, but they said that she really was pretty good in it.
Oh, yeah.
She was certainly not obnoxious, and I feel like she's been in something before.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
Shout out to Lulu Wilson.
Yeah, right. like that was the one I had a problem with because she Shirley Templed it.
This is like your arch nemesis for
I know.
because she was popping up in everything.
Chip lollipop.
She did. Oh my god! I can't believe it.
No, the actress.
Fucking stop. But no, this girl was really good. I really enjoyed her in this movie, and I know that I've seen her in something else before.
Super believable.
Yeah, super
when you
yes.
like a smart young kid that's been raised the right way.
Yeah, it wasn't like you were watching her going, "Oh, come the fuck on."
No shit, right? Like super irritating and all that.
Yeah.
Didn't get any of that. But she was that way in the book too, right? Like she was really good in the book. I mean, she was my favorite character in the book, and maybe this movie, we'll see. But I will say one thing about the book. Even though it bored the fuck out of me, and I was kind of like, are we really going to get anywhere here? Is anything really going to happen? I did enjoy the feeling that I got at the end of the book of like, is this really true or is this really not true? Is this really happening or is these a bunch of fucking religious fanatics that are making shit up? Because the way the book ended, you don't know. The way this movie twisted 2/3 through and the way this movie ended completely fucking pissed me off. I did not enjoy this film.
Just to jump in real quick, this was the first thing she's been in.
Really?
It says, IMDb says she was in a music video before this, and this is her only movie.
Really?
She was in the music.
She looks really familiar.
Music video for Chapstick, right?
Yeah.
I did not enjoy the film, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't enjoy the book because nothing really fucking happened. But I love
the chapstick thing still cracks me up. I'm sorry.
I love the feeling that I had at the end of the book where maybe they were just religious fanatics or maybe this was true. The movie fucking grabbed all that and took it out of it and ripped it away from me and made it too obvious.
Did the book ruin it for you? Is it possible this movie you would have enjoyed it better without reading the book?
I don't think so, man.
Okay.
I really don't think so because at the end of the day, it was a great setup and it was a great concept. And I did enjoy the way the characters came out, but oh man, we can't get too much into spoilers yet, Philip. But
I think there's a definitive answer in this movie, which I would have been.
Oh, it's
upset.
definitive.
I would have been upset had there not been a definitive answer.
Understood.
Although, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know, man. When things started happening, God, this is such a wow. It's hard not to spoil it without doing the spoiler alert. You want to just do scores and then we'll talk, or what?
Well, this is random. Sorry, guys. I'm looking stuff on IMDb.
I mean,
I just got to throw this in here because I did not know this. The Last of Us, that first episode. The actress that played the Mandalorian's daughter. Do you know her mother is Thandie Newton? Do you guys know Thandie Newton?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, but now I'm looking at a picture of them standing next to each other, and they look exactly alike.
Yes, absolutely. They're
Okay.
100% twins.
She looks just like her. Huh?
Sorry, that's my last derailing of the show.
Man, I'm ready for scores, Philip, because I wasn't a huge
Yeah,
fan. I
let's
wasn't as
do it.
big a fan as I think you're gonna be.
All right, and so I'm gonna put this on not M. Night Shyamalan's shit list, but it doesn't go in. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's got a spectrum, doesn't he?
yeah,
he's got the happening
like the
on this
epitome of
side.
hit or miss.
Yeah, true. He's done some absolute turds, and he's done some gems.
It doesn't go in Sixth Sense category, but
Okay.
it also doesn't go in like the Village category. I'm gonna put this.
I love the Village, for the record.
Of course.
So
I'm gonna put this one at a 6.5.
Not bad. Not bad.
That's not a definitive score. I came up with that just now.
Not bad. Not bad, but not as high as I thought you were going to give it with all the talk about Batista, man. I thought you were going to give it a higher score.
Well, I'm just saying, like, as an actor, but Batista has done some really good things, and I think that he did fantastic. Like, if I had to give his performance, it would be a 10.
There you go. There you go. Movie 6.5. Batista's performance 10.
Yeah.
All right.
He completely carried this movie.
I'm going to give the movie a solid 4 on 10.
Ooh.
In other words,
a solid 4
come
on 10.
on, dude. In other words, it wasn't fucking
It
horrible.
took a solid crap.
It was close to half good. It was close to half good. I'll give the book a 5 on 10. I'll give the movie a 4 on 10.
Now, before you guys
spoil?
Before you get into spoilers, question: is M. Night is his movies better when he writes them, or is it when he adapts something that's somebody else's work?
I think the fact that he wrote some of this, I think,
because he didn't write Old either, did he? That was an adaptation.
I'm going to tell, adaptation of a graphic novel, which I read last year also. But I'm going to tell you that, God, how do I put this, man, without being too rude to M. Night? He's a good filmmaker, and he's a good writer, and he comes up with some good concepts, but he does, like, take other people's work and try to put a twist on it. And maybe I'll like it more when he does try to put a twist on it, because this one he did put a twist, but I don't like the way he did it, because he like put it over the top and took all the uncertainty out of your mind. And we're so close to spoiler territory.
I mean, considering the way that it was done, I liked it.
Okay.
Fair enough. But you only 6.5 liked it. And Brian, remember what Philip 6.5 is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what that means, but I think that I think that he maybe ventured into religious territory here. And I think that was maybe a different step for him. And so he went a different way.
Maybe, but did he?
Maybe. I don't know. Wasn't as...
Yeah, you guys just get the spoilers.
M. Night is.
Before we say spoiler alert, can I at least say one thing? And that is that, Brian, I don't know if it's a cosmic unconsciousness. I don't know if it's some kind of weird... I don't know what's going on here, dude. I have no idea, Brian, how you are able to pick these fucking movies. I have so much respect for you, brother, because...
It's seriously... Yeah, they did have some seriously cosmic connections.
It's so connected to the cabin in the woods in the way you would have never imagined. So, great job, Brian.
360 versus 720.
There was one point of the show I was called the horror sommelier because I compare stuff.
Well, it's not just the cabin at all, right? The cabin's like the smallest part of the connections. Am I right?
Well, I figured from watching the trailer there was more.
Okay.
The cabin was just the set piece. It wasn't necessarily about the cabin. So.
Well, and because I mean that you learn from the trailers is that they have to sacrifice somebody to save humanity, the greater good. You know.
All right.
In a cabin in the woods. All right. Spoilers?
Yeah, spoilers, and I'm gonna post this question I asked you about him.
Are you
writing.
out now, Brian? Or are you gonna?
No, I'm gonna stay, but I'm gonna post a question.
It doesn't matter what we say, honestly, dude. Because if you're gonna see the movie, you're gonna see it. So
Yeah.
I think you probably pretty much know. That's what pissed me off about this movie is you do know going in exactly what's gonna happen.
But I am gonna post that question I just asked you guys on Facebook. See what other people think about whether he's a better writer on writing his own thing or adapting stuff.
I would personally say he's probably better adapting his own writing. Unlike, Rob Zombie or something like that.
I think so. I think so because I think that M. Night Shyamalan has some really interesting stories to tell. And he's better at telling those stories than like he's
more of a writer than a director.
He's still young.
Are we in spoilers?
Let's do it now.
Okay.
Spoilers. Spoilers. M. Night Shyamalan
was he in the movie?
No.
Nope. Never saw him.
Yeah.
But
I heard he was in the movie.
Vata Tvist. I'm sure he was, but we didn't see him. I didn't catch him, Philip. Did you?
No, I didn't. But I think I think
where would he have been? Was he the grasshopper?
I'm looking it up. Somebody said he.
I think that he's still young, and I think that
he must have been on one of the newscasts, Philip.
A Steven Spielberg heart to him.
I like that. Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he likes movies big and epic.
Yep.
The way that they're supposed to be. Like M. Night Shyamalan has got something special.
So
and
Brian,
he's already shown that.
Brian,
he
who is
hasn't
he in the?
Quite recaptured it.
Sorry, Phil. Who is he listed in the credits, Brian?
Infomercial.
Infomercial.
Oh, okay. So he's probably on one of the commercials. I got
that was a big part of this movie when they had the TV show going on behind them. Like, for example, when I wanted to call him The Rock. See, when you had Batista and he said, "I like this cartoon. It's very inclusive, and yet I think it speaks to everyone at the same time." Did you notice that? And did you catch that was kind of the wokeness vibe there, Philip? That they were making fun of that?
Yeah, but maybe I think they went both sides of that though, because they had
they went both sides, but it was funny.
It was a gay couple that had a child, right? And that was the whole thing. And the whole time they were like, we're just being targeted, and that was not the case at all. They were just people,
random,
like,
and they made that obvious.
Else.
They made that obvious.
Yes.
Oh, we didn't know it was the same-sex couple here when we showed up. One thing that I missed from the book, Philip, that they did go a lot more into Eric's religious background, because they said that, like, Eric, there were these flashbacks in the book that
who's Eric?
One of the two parents of the little girl, and he would go to church and he would he would have to sneak off, right? He felt kind of guilty that he would have to sneak to the Catholic Church to practice the religion that his parents.
Sorry, not to cut you off. Just so I know who's Eric in my mind, because I did see a clip of them telling them the couple that they can't kill themselves. They have to choose which one of the family members, and one of them says, even if I believed that this was true, I'm not killing one of my family members to save everybody else. Is that Eric, or was the other guy Eric?
No, I think that was the other guy. What was his name? Andrew, probably. I think.
Yeah, Andrew. Adam, it's something like that.
Yeah, it's a very simple cast. You basically got two parents, a child, and then four people.
Like one of them is a very athletic. He's like the
more aggressive.
I just remember seeing a clip of that. I just remember seeing a clip of that scene, and I really liked that scene because I mean, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I mean, I would like to say that I would truly be like that guy and say, even if I believe this was all real, I would never kill a member of my family to save everyone else.
Well, the problem is if you believe that it's real,
Yeah.
which is what the whole movie is about. Is this really happening, or are you guys just full of shit?
Yeah. And I mean, who in the world in their fucking right mind would believe it was really happening, right? If
Yeah.
4 random people showed up with these fucking handmade tools that are basically weapons, Brian. So you basically got sticks. Like one of them might take a stick from a mop, right? Like and take the mop head off and put like an axe, like a knife on the end of it or an axe, and then also like oh I don't know, like a chain or something like that.
Did they
So they
not
could-
have access to real weapons, or did they have to make their own weapons?
Any idea why, Philip? Were they just
I mean,
led
I
that way
assume
by the
I assume
voices?
it had something to do with their visions. But like,
Yeah, it was all about visions, Brian.
yeah, I think it was
Okay.
Batista that had the pitchfork with like a blade on the edge of it.
Yeah.
So he essentially created what he saw in his vision.
Right. And
Okay.
so these 4 random ass people
Totally random.
had been having visions for a while and finally got together and convened on this one spot.
Yeah.
And so that's
And-
how they knew what was going to happen, was going to happen, and what they needed to do.
To make it even more fucked up, they were like showed up and they were shocked, right? Like Bautista, did you see the look on his face, Philip, when she
Yeah.
said my 2 daddies? And he said,
Yeah.
what?
Oh yeah.
Like
well,
to him that was like
but
weird. Like,
that was the part that I thought was great. Like, I mean, like when we talk about woke
I would
shit,
agree.
like,
I would agree.
like I who gives a shit if a character is gay in a show or whatever, you know, a different color, who cares, you know,
Right.
whatever. It's and so they like tried to steer it towards that, and they were like, hey, that's not what this is.
Yep.
I liked that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like their
So-
vision told them to show up at that particular cabin in the woods,
Right.
Brian.
And it
And
had
it was
nothing
like-
to do
yeah.
with the fact that they were like same-sex parents. It was the love that they had in this family.
Although
They were the
Although
ones
there
that were
was-
chosen.
there was one character that had a backstory with some violence against one of the other characters, which I always thought was kind of weird when I was reading the book.
It was Ron Weasley.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
didn't get it in this one either. And it's
Is it because
Yeah,
he's a
but you-
ginger?
Possibly.
only a
I
ginger
thought that-
can call another ginger, Brian.
I thought that was weird, and I don't think it was necessary.
What, that his hair was red?
No,
Well-
I think
I'm
the
just
fact,
playing.
I think the fact that he had done a violent act against
Yeah,
one of the
that he
2
was the guy
characters.
that it had.
Did they
history with
recognize
other-
each other?
Yes, and well, not really, not until
Like he found him in
afterwards.
a bar, and the guy was
He
talking.
attacked him.
Yeah,
like-
and he attacked him because he was gay. Is
Which
at least the
kind of
impression
leads me to
I get.
believe that that was all part of the whole idea of how this was like meant to be,
Right.
and like it has
Did-
nothing to do with who you are. That
Did
even
he attack
that
him
even made it
because
more fucked
that
up.
was a vision, or did he just attack?
No,
No,
that was
way
completely
prior to that.
before
Way
all
prior
of
to
this
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
He was just a guy that had been sent to prison actually for attacking this dude because he was gay, and then he just happens to be a part of this 4-person crew that comes over.
Ron
And-
Weasley went to prison?
Yeah,
He'd never make it.
I know.
Well, you know,
Well, and I really wanted it to be like a different person. I think that
right.
them having that connection doesn't make sense with the rest of the movie.
It kind of doesn't, which in a way kind of makes it more pertinent, though, Philip. Because if
Yeah.
you think about it, it's kind of like, okay, well, that really means that.
Well,
this
that
was
really
God,
means
God,
that maybe
God
this
or
isn't
whatever
real.
talking to them, right?
Yeah. Maybe that really means that this isn't real, that this is
So-
just some dude that attacked me fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's
So,
what they thought.
Everything you
But-
guys, I'm getting from you guys, was this ending kind of ambiguous? Like,
No.
or did
This
you get a
was- this
clear
ending
cut
wasn't.
that
But the book ending was.
okay.
I like that it wasn't ambiguous. So the way that it ended was all of the 4 horsemen
Yeah.
were Dave Bautista and his cronies who were just a bunch of regular people, like came and tried to convince them, this is what's happening. We need your sacrifice or everybody's going to die. And they didn't believe it until the very end when Batista had to slice his own throat, because they slowly went and killed one by one the member of this, religious sect or whatever the hell they were. And then when Dave Batista killed himself, he said, "You only have a few minutes to decide."
Yeah.
But it got
at that point he was the final, of the four.
And it had gotten progressively worse as they killed members of their own people, who were just, again, random fucking people who had these visions and came together. It was like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and they all came together.
Like building a mountain
of
building a mountain of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Right? That's the mountain where the UFO is gonna be. Exactly.
Now I'm hungry.
What fucked with me though, or what I didn't like about the movie, Brian, which was different from the book, is that in the movie, once you started seeing these airplanes falling out of the sky and shit like that, you knew it was real.
Right.
You knew, yes, okay, it's pretty fucking obvious that it was almost like an anti-twist, in my opinion. Like the book made it the book made it incredibly ambiguous what's going to happen at the end, because in the book you never really got to that, Philip, that feeling of where there's actually airplanes falling out of the sky. It's like they're watching, and they kind of alluded to it a little bit in the movie, but in the book it's more like, well, we're watching a news story, but we know for a fact that what they're reporting on happened a day ago or 3 days ago or has been going on. So is this really the end of the world, or are they fucking with us, right?
Yeah.
So the movie, what pissed me off about the movie compared to the book, although I wasn't a huge fan of the book because I just didn't enjoy the writing style that much or whatever, but at least I enjoyed the ending, was in the movie, once airplanes started falling out of the sky, I'm like, okay, fuck it. Fuck this shit, I'm out. It's like, I know for a fact they're telling you this is real, and they saw real visions, and this is like hitting bonk on the head. This is telling you this is absolutely really happening, and these are the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
That's also when the same-sex couple takes sort of a different turn, I think. Because, I think if it's me and my wife and my child, and I see airplanes starting to fall out of the sky, immediately I'm like, okay, it's me. I have to be
you just go ahead and kill yourself, or tell them to kill you.
Right.
Yeah, because I in the clip I saw, I thought they said you can't take your own life.
Yeah, and that was in the book too. That was in the book too, for sure. Somebody had to actually kill you.
Right.
So basically two of the three of them would have to murder the other one.
I feel like it would have been an easier choice. And then with these two guys that are both seem like super loving parents, and is actually the one that is more emotional and less masculine,
right?
That says, it's me. I have to take the responsibility here. You have to
kind of take it on, right?
Yeah. And the way that it's done through the whole movie, it seems like it's him through the whole movie,
Yeah,
and I think that he pulls that.
Brian, it's probably more like a 5 than a 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take away the Garrett Collins. I'm gonna go up to 5. It's like right in the middle for me.
Well, don't take away Garrett Collins. Just make it a 5. Love that guy.
But there's no Shyamalan twist.
I'm not going to give it a 4 on 10. Yeah, I was expecting the Shyamalan twist, and I didn't get it.
But there's not.
I was pissed.
There's no twist anywhere in this.
Yeah, there's no twist at all.
Is it because it's an adaptation? Do you think he left a twist
No,
out because
no, because the old was an adaptation, and he
Yeah, there-
added fucking 10 more minutes of shit that wasn't in the graphic
yeah,
novel.
but there wasn't
to
really
that.
no twist in there either.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
Yes, there
That wasn't in the book.
Yes, none of that shit was in the book, dude. None of that stuff at the end where they were where the one guy got older, the guy from Hereditary got older and went back as an adult. None of that was in the book. He added all that.
I
and
feel
in
like
this one, he just kind of took the
Doesn't
book,
sound like
the
a
novel,
twist that he went back.
but it was a twist that they were experimenting on people because that
Oh.
wasn't evident in the graphic novel.
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, and this one, it almost feels more like it's M. Night Shyamalan and his like love story to religion. If that makes any sense.
And you know what's the irony? And we're talking a long time about a movie that we didn't give great scores to, but the irony is that, like I said, in the book, there's so much given to Eric being a religious guy and going to church and having to sneak to church because he knows that his partner wants to grow up being a secular humanist and
Without
not
the
believing
church.
without the church.
But
and
it
he
turns out
sneaks.
some of the church stuff is true in the ish
Absolutely.
in
Yeah.
the movie or in
Yeah.
the short story.
It's you know what? It's worth a rewatch. I'm gonna go to from 4 to 5, but I'm not gonna go any higher until I rewatch it. I got mad because there was no M. Night twist.
Yeah, there definitely was not a twist, but I'm not mad at it because of that. You know what I mean? Like I think that it was still a solid movie. Is it something that I'm gonna remember in 10 years? Probably not. But
you know what? I'm gonna put two questions. I'm gonna put two polls up on the Facebook group. The first question I asked you, and then I'm gonna ask people what their favorite, what is the best M. Night movie? Because I know people's lists kind of vary.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be it. I promise you that.
Okay.
But
yeah, well, a lot of the movies that I love from M. Night, other people hate. Like I love The Village and I love Lady in the Water.
Lady in the Water is fucking awful.
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude. People fucking hate it. And obviously, you know, there's going to be some differences of opinion. So I'm looking forward to that.
I might give you The Village, but Lady in the Water, like I can't. I've never finished it. I can't finish it.
Wow! But it's got a great. It's got a great all-star cast, man.
Like jacks off a lot or whatever.
There's a lot of movies with all-star casts that are shitty.
True. All right, y'all ready to move on?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
This one's good. I would recommend going to watch it.
Yeah,
if nothing else, just to watch Dave Bautista be a fucking badass actor.
Or just go watch Glass Onion.
No, you guys piqued my interest.
Better than Glass Onion for Dave Bautista.
It piqued my interest to still watch it because you guys, given the scores you gave it, you guys had a lot to talk about with it.
Right.
So I can see this being one of those movies where a lot of people liked it or a lot of people hated it. So
yeah,
polarizing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, as always, we want to thank you guys.
Heard anybody say I hate Dave Bautista because he's fucking fantastic in this movie.
He's great. He's great in everything.
This is his breakout role.
No, fuck you. Glass Onion was.
I mean, he was good in Glass Onion, but this is he was in Glass Onion. He was still Dave Bautista.
All right. As always, we want to thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. You know where to find us, thehorrorreturns.com. Please become a Patreon patron. Next week, is it going to happen, Brian, or not?
No, we shall see.
Okay,
we'll be there.
Matt Smith didn't join us this week because he was out playing the Doctor or being Damon from, House of the Dragon. So Matt Smith. Fuck you, asshole. Just kidding. No. Matt Wood. Aside, Matt Wood seriously had some troubles going on in England with the electricity. Am I right, Brian? Is that what happened?
I think that's what happened.
But he has promised within the next 2 to 3 weeks, and trust me, we'll hold him to it. If not, I will fly over to the fucking United Kingdom and bring him here to be with us on a future show. But next week, it is the one and only Al Ramsur. It is his 3 movies.
The Spy.
He is literally in Spain. This is not a joke. This is not a test. He is in Spain. So if all goes well...
He says he's in Spain. That doesn't necessarily make it true. He's definitely a spy. So.
Yeah, I'm in France right now.
But we are going to check out 3 of his movies that he suggested, which is, Brian?
He has, I believe he's changed one of his picks. He wants us to take a look at Heathers, Deadstream, and Sissy, which I have seen all 3 of those.
Well, Heathers is a classic. Deadstream is almost a neo-classic. A great movie that we all love this year. And Sissy, I haven't seen.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, Sissy is one of those movies, just kind of be careful who you fuck with.
I like it. I like it. So, Philip, until the horror returns again.
Good night.
And to be careful at the cabin in the woods.
Is that Borat?
Yes. Indeed it is. Oh, man. What a great combination of movies this week.